cold open that like we don't even really like. Why even do the stream at this point? Let's just stay cold and stay open, baby. We're live, by the way.
Oh, hi.
Yeah.
I got no warning this time. I love it when I have no warning that we're live.
Yeah, I threatened it, so I did it.
Yeah, I like it.
People were jabbering. We're 2 minutes over. Chop, chop, people. Time is money.
Yeah, no, it's fair. Hi, everybody. It's Sunday. Welcome to PWN Live. Oh, yeah. Do you want to do your thing? Oh, okay. Never mind.
What?
What?
Jack,
I don't know
about
who
to
you're
do the
talking
Sunday thing. So
Oh no, I'm not. I'm not.
Oh.
It's okay.
Oh, that joke landed with a resounding thud. Welcome to All Nerds Here, everybody.
Hi. Sup? We're a little all over the place today, but we'll be fine. It'll be great.
We're all aboard the goof train.
What's new? Really? It's Sunday. It's PWN. And Smurf is already messing with his lights. Good times.
I am. I don't know what
All
to
right.
choose.
Let's go around and say hey to everybody, peeps. How about we start with that? Yo, I'm going to start with Fox.
Yo, I'm being started with. I'm Fox. I play a handful of characters on this television program you are about to witness with your eyeballs and your earballs. Sometimes I play Phoenix. Sometimes I play the Over-Undertaker. Sometimes I play Benny Templeton. Sometimes I just play, baby. I don't know what that means!
Okay, Simon, have fun with that.
Okay, we in this.
Oh boy.
Weird energy, but all right. My name is Simon. You can find me on Twitter at LuchaLibris. My pronouns are he, him. I will be playing a variety of characters today, most notably of which is Death Blossom the Luchadora, who is she, her. I'll be announcing matches as Ramiro Rudioso, who is he, him. And I will also be wrestling, I suppose, as War Master, whose pronouns are he, him.
Yo. Thank you for bringing us back. Smurf.
Tonight, I am playing Ron Steerling, the champion of everything. The Vessel. And Rory Cemetery. We're going to do some time traveling. We're going to retain all the championship belts. We're going to dominate tonight. It's going to be great. Thanks for coming.
Like Mickey fucking Mouse popped out for a second.
Oh, boy!
On the vessel. Oh god!
Well, you're asking what do you mean,
Brings a lot of- Man, that really brings a lot of meaning for Steamboat Willie now. Oh boy!
Oh, stop it.
Okay, and I'm just gonna
Whoa,
fade us
Jackie.
down. I'm just gonna fade us out here.
Oh, no. It's after Disney buys us.
I really hope not. That'll ruin
Brought to you
everything.
by Disney Plus. Please subscribe now.
Comment,
Or
subscribe.
be crushed under my heel. Huh?
Jackie.
Hi everybody, I'm Jackie, and I will be playing the cook, who is currently going through some shenaniganery trying to find the perfect venue for proposing to the Chad and also the wedding. And of course, I will be playing as the Daft Punk Boba Fett Merc after dark, and I will be playing the ever so wonderful and colorful Johnny Wong.
Yeah, Johnny Wong's so colorful.
Johnny,
Benny
does he
Wong's
have a pulse?
ebullient charm.
Wong.
Hi, and I'm Kate. I don't even attempt to keep this crew in order anymore. I just don't even try. I just
Then
try
why
to
are you
keep-
here, Kate?
I try to keep the story going forward. That's my goal. That we keep the story going forward.
Is that where we're going?
Some way, shape, or form. Forward momentum. Somehow.
Ever onward.
That's-
Somehow.
Perpetual motion machine. That's
Yeah.
Kate.
Yeah. And I like to throw things that mess with you, like, you know.
I can confirm she
Uh,
does like to throw things. So get a helmet, audience.
Questions. My friends. How are
Uh,
we at audience?
Oh, shit.
Before we get the going, because I remember.
So
that we
between both my characters, I have a total of 3.
It's a little low.
I thought we'd average out since we have so many characters. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So in that case, it'll be 1.5.
Oh, I guess I'll do it by 8 then. Okay, yeah.
I'm just gonna
Okay.
tell you how many is on each of my characters. I have
Okay, that's
4
fine.
on Phoenix and 2 on the Over Undertaker.
Okay, 3. 3
I'm the-
total.
I'm the same.
I'm 3 on one, and then 1 on the other.
Okay.
That's what I
we're-
start with.
We're still good then. Yeah.
Foe.
Yep.
We have some people who have foe. Right?
We got
Yes.
foe up here. Shit.
Dude, that'd be nice.
Man,
right?
I would like some right now.
Slurp some of that up.
You can go for
So-
some on me.
Who has 4, audience?
Phoenix does.
And
does-
Ron.
Ron.
Okay.
Ronathan.
Well, no one's hit top spot yet, though.
Yeah.
Top spot's now different than 4 audience.
Oh.
Because it's
Yeah, you have
4,
to
and then
actually
you go
earn the
above,
spot.
and then right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
earn
above it.
When you're at +4 audience and you gain an audience, you take the top spot.
Yeah.
Got
Only one
it.
wrestler can be the top spot at a time.
Okay. Now
Unless they simultaneously happen at the same time, in which case, well, it happens.
All right then. Cool. We open on Ron Steerling in his dressing room.
He's sitting in his chair, lifting weights, curling.
And on the TV are just the replays of last week's episode.
They can't even go a full week without me before their show turns to absolute chaos. I'm going to show them tonight. Kimberly, grab the championship bucket. We need to go talk to the cook.
And you just hear, okay. I don't remember her voice. Okay. And she grabs it. And then we
whatever
go-
whatever bubbly thing you've got, you just
Yeah.
reach for that. It's fine.
Yeah. Ugh.
If there's a reason I don't play her anymore.
Oh, she's terrible. I forget how terrible she is. This is PWN Live. That was Kate. Sorry.
I thought I could smoke in here. I'm sorry.
From Vancouver, Washington. Are you ready for the action? Action shot, action shot. Blah, 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 blah. I don't want to discuss it every time because I forget what it is and then I don't know what I'm doing.
Hey, keep with it. Stay in character. Let's go.
Action. And then we open on the ring. Behind the announce table, Rory Cemetery.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rory Cemetery, and here we are with PWN Live. We have a great show tonight. Tonight, we have the Vigilante, the Mercenary, After Dark teaming up with the Over Undertaker, taking on the Tag Team Champions, the Cook and Ron Steerling, for the gold. Can the Golden One maintain the titles? Can the Cook get past his nervous energy as he seeks to propose to the Chad? We'll find out later tonight. We're also going to see the debut performance of War Master as he takes on the Bull. And then our main event tonight, the Golden One is forced into double duty as Ron Steerling takes on Death Blossom. The two have had a back and forth past. Can they bury their feud tonight? We'll find out. PWN Live.
And we are back behind the scenes. What is everybody doing right now?
I'm trapped in another space and time. So perhaps I will reach for another character in a moment.
The cook will be in his dressing room, and I believe at this stage it's got the planning has gotten even further out of control. There is now like cork boards everywhere in the dressing room, and it's just like snippets of pictures and like excerpts of like venue options, include catering.
Okay, question.
Yes.
Is this all for the proposal?
The proposal, yes, because but the cook is also planning everything else ahead because he's paranoid about it and just wants to get everything else going.
So it's like for the proposal, but also possibly for the wedding.
Wait,
yes,
you're planning for a wedding you haven't proposed for.
This is so hilarious. Okay,
Oh,
got it. This is just what I needed to know. I was like, I don't know. I need to know.
Jesus, I'm
And
a
it's very
lesbian,
much
and that's
like
pretty fast.
Yeah, it's also very conspiracy level because now it's gotten to the point where like the other corkboard of like where the proposal section is, it's even more conspiracy oriented. There's like yarn everywhere, there's pictures everywhere, so it's like very intricately detailed.
Ron shows up in this room with Kimberly in tow. She is carrying a big metal bucket that has all 3 championships in it, kind of like hanging out the edge, kind of like shrimp. But the bucket has been spray painted gold. And she's very heavy for her, so as soon as we get into the room, she like sets it down and she's like breathing kind of heavy. Cook.
Oh.
How you doing, man? You focused? You ready for this?
Yeah, I am. I'm doing well. How about you, Ron?
Great. Did you watch the show last week?
Yes, and he just slides in the tape that says last week's episode. Yes, I was actually just having a go again while I finished reading through these proposals.
What? Reading through proposals? What does that have to do with the show?
Oh no, these are business proposals. These are actually for the new cookbook I'm working on.
What's the name of that one?
It's going to be Cook Style Family Chef Book.
Cook Style shit. Listen, man, that's besides the point.
Putting that to the side.
We have to have a great match tonight because these people forgot what wrestling was. At 100%, they've lost it. They have no idea what's happening. Now, I can tell that you didn't watch last week's episode. That's fine. But we're going to have to dominate today. Okay? Because these new punks, the fucking, the helmet dude and the gambling lady, like, they need to be put on their level.
Yeah.
There's a knock on the door.
Come in.
What? We're talking!
The door opens and like a UPS guy is standing out there. He's holding like just this big oblong like package. Like it's like Guns N' Roses fucking music video style like big box. And he kind of looks around and he's just like, he looks at the cook. He's like, Ron Sterling? He's looking at a clipboard. Is that you?
And the cook points to Ron Sterling.
Ron
This
Sterling?
is the wrong... I'm Ron Sterling, but this is the wrong delivery.
Fantastic. Could you sign this? He hands you the... He gestures towards you with the clipboard.
Oh. I don't touch other people's clipboards.
Somebody has to sign for this. I need somebody to sign.
I think Kimberly will walk over and sign for it.
Perfect. On the clipboard it just says sucker, and then the UPS guy pulls a sledgehammer out of the package, slams it into the bucket, and he just goes, "It's another person, man, sorry." And leaves the room.
Wow. I wonder who the sender was.
I can't even imagine
Wait
who it would be.
It's Phoenix! What do you mean you wonder who the sender is? You didn't watch the show last week? She destroyed my championship wagon.
Oh, I was about to ask what happened to that.
She destroyed it
Oh, that's a shame.
with a bat.
Wow, that was some serious bat.
And then some thing showed up called the Vessel, and during the match with the Buppets, transported her through time and space, or so they claimed.
Dang, I should have asked her to get the 1985 Guinness World Records Almanac.
I think Death Blossom is like walking down the hall, and she leans into the dressing room. She goes, "Cook, did you see a guy walking down there with a sledgehammer? I don't know what's going on, but it seems like everyone here has forgotten that we wrestle." Oh, hey, Ron.
Hey, we're wrestling tonight, right?
I think.
Okay.
Are you gonna pull a sledgehammer out of anywhere and just like break my legs or something?
I hadn't planned on it. I was thinking about doing some actual wrestling today. Did you watch the
me
show
too.
last week?
Yeah, I was there. I got
So
robbed
wait.
of my match by that ghost robot biker that came out of nowhere, and the what's her butt throwing money all over the place.
Sounds like this is getting to be a problem.
This new blood that Alistair hired, they're out of their minds. This is all performance art. This is not wrestling. Like, this is not a soap opera. Like, what is this?
Death Blossom looks at the camera. I remember when this promotion was just about honor, justice,
Uh-huh.
Are you
and
sure
the
about
quest
that?
to get my spirit back into my body.
and then you just see the cook eat a Milano cookie from Pepperidge Farms.
Are we breaking kayfabe?
Yeah, I think so. I think you're breaking kayfabe. I never thought you would, but I think you are. You're breaking kayfabe. Just product placement. This new blood Alistair hired. You can all roll if you want.
Okay.
You can roll if you
Breaking
want.
kayfabe.
I don't. Yeah. Whatever.
It's my
you want.
real. I never use that stat. Oh, it's just 0. All right.
We're not even half an hour into the show. We're already breaking apart.
I got an 8.
Oh man.
Hot 11, baby. It's exactly what the crowd was waiting for. Gain an audience.
So you got an 8, Ron?
Yeah.
I got a 10. Wait, is it real? Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, it's a 10. So also I gain an audience. Okay.
So okay,
That's good.
Ron, you get a momentum, and you get to pick one of these.
Oh, and I forgot.
I don't have the
since
play aid open.
Oh,
Yeah,
creative
you
books
can.
you
Yeah,
into
okay.
an embarrassing loss as a punishment for going off script, which would be good. I'm not gonna lie. The truth you reveal loses you 1 heat with someone involved. Use the faith of someone who is investing in you backstage.
I think losing heat with Death Blossom makes a lot of sense here. Because
Yeah,
we're
'cause we're
supposed
agreeing
to
for once.
we're supposed to have this like super tense
Yeah,
main
that's
event
fair.
match.
That's
and
fair.
we're like, hey,
Wait a minute.
Did you notice how bullshit last week was?
Yeah,
Like,
that's fair. That's fair. That makes a lot of sense.
Okay. I just couldn't help myself. I had to say that reference.
okay.
Uh,
Tonight's gonna be different, guys. We're gonna have great matches, all of us.
Yeah.
Okay. We're not gonna hold anything back. We're going all out.
Yeah.
All
We
out
have our
wrestling.
reputations to uphold as
Me-
as wrestlers.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, back in the locker room, Kate, give me NEP non-player wrestler.
Any non-player wrestler?
Any NPW.
I'm gonna shoot you silver. Oh, do you want one that talks?
Talks, ideally. Sorry.
Okay,
I didn't think about the
no,
fact that I
that's-
would need to specify that, but good point. You're right.
Iconic. I'll give you
Iconic,
iconic. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
The Over Undertaker is sitting cross-legged, just on one of the little benches in the locker room next to Iconique, going through this gigantic book that's just like it just very crudely on the front says PWN rules, and it looks like a fucking phone book, and she's flipping through it. Okay, so I don't see anything in here specifically saying I can't bring a gun into the ring.
I think that really belies the nature of wrestling and why we do what we do. So I think that
Never mind.
it's not a good idea.
Just like pushes her in the face away. Just, ow. Says no. Never mind. Keep flipping through the book. I just wanted that juxtaposition.
Yeah.
Can we do a moment where like we as we're like we're gonna do wrestling, like we all put our hands in,
Yeah.
like all out wrestling on 3.
Whoa.
What is going on?
So this is somehow turned into the Justice League versus the
Yes.
Versus who?
You queue in 4 weeks when Phoenix gets back from time and space. And it's like, you know what? We have to. The old guard has to take on the new guard. We just have to wipe them out. And then the
You
4 of us
guys-
are all fighting ourselves.
Uh,
I've seen things. I've seen time and space and a way.
There's nothing in the rules that says a dog can't wrestle.
Especially a robot dog. Anyway,
Oh man.
I know, Mutt. Is that you?
I know, mud.
the camera changes to Alistair's office and his room, his creepy weird room with all the monitors, and he's looking at the monitors going, no, no, no.
It's a man of few words.
And then we switch to the ring. Behind the announce table, we have Ramiro Radioso and Rory Cemetery.
Welcome back once again to another fantastic day for wrestling here in beautiful sunny Vancouver. It's time once again to watch some titans of the stable bring out the big guns and smash against each other head to head, covered in sweat and going to end in blood and tears in the ring. Today we're looking at a match between newcomers, the Young Guns After Dark and the Over Undertaker, bringing on the heat against the Cook and Ron Sterling. What are we looking at today?
Oh,
Well, I really. Is it Rory or Benny? I don't know.
It's
Wait.
Rory.
Rory.
I changed it. I told you.
I have a bad thing. I have a bad thing.
Well, I really think that Ron and the Cook have a lot to prove today. As you saw earlier on in the show, they seem to be quite taken aback by the newcomers here to PWN. I really think that the Golden One is going to be looking to put on a show. I'd be curious to see if maybe that goes to his head a little bit. We don't see as much of the Cook tonight. You see Ron trying to assert his championship dominance.
Yeah, it seems as though the Cook is mostly preoccupied with his potential upcoming nuptials, which really I'm a little confused as to the logistics of the whole thing, but hopefully he can get his head out of the clouds and into the game and into the ring. We'll see if money is going to be able to be enough to buy off the rest of this match. So we'll see what the Over Undertaker, what kind of stakes we're looking at, and what kind of unusual shenanigans we might be seeing from After Dark. Especially after that last week's motorcycle stunt.
Benny just wanders in very briefly. I thought it was announcing this match.
Benny, sorry, there's a last-minute scheduling.
No,
thing.
it's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna go get a smoke.
The ring announcer grabs his mic and is in the center of the ring. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Our next match is scheduled for one fall and is for the PWN Tag Team Championship. Introducing first, Hailing from New York, New York, weighing in at 150 pounds, After Dark.
And you hear the sound of the motorcycle engine roar in through the speakers, and the whole stadium turns dark, and then you start seeing the screen kind of have this little video montage of After Dark riding on the highway on their motorcycle, and the lights flare from the entryway, and After Dark comes out on their motorcycle and starts wheeling around, riding around the ring before getting off, and just kind of like checking their shoulder, stretching a little bit, grabbing their chain, the chain from their bike, and wrapping it around their body, and then starts walking into the ring.
I like it.
Just grooving on this music, sorry.
And now entering the ring, their partner. Hailing from Las Vegas, Nevada, weighing in at 130 pounds, the Undertaker.
I can click things just a second.
Where the hell is my music? There it
Right
is. And she just kind of... Oh, wait, here we go. I forgot. I should have props. She takes off one pair of sunglasses and puts on a different, more expensive pair of sunglasses.
So we went from Gucci to Versace. Is that
Oh,
what we
absolutely,
did?
absolutely. And
God, this
like,
makes me just wanna...
takes them and then very neatly like folds them and like puts them inside her jacket. It's like, no, I'm not throwing my sunglasses out to you plebes. Are you serious? And struts her little butt all the way down to the ring. Very, very carefully taking off her enormous, obnoxious pink fur coat. And then just like laying it very neatly across the announcer table. And then just kind of like jabs a finger at the announcer, just like, doesn't say anything, just And struts her way up and into the ring. Or onto the apron of the ring, I guess. I don't know. I don't know who goes in first, actually, because I don't know who is leading on this.
You both go in whenever you go in.
Okay.
And you enter. Okay, good.
Now here comes After Dark, striding into the ring and bringing that particular brand of unusual street racing and digital web surfing. Some sort of I can't quite put my finger on what exactly it's evoking, but it's making me a little nervous about the untamed power potential. And then now we're seeing the Undertaker bringing in that signature panache and swagger, just an incredible attitude, a unbelievable sense of entitlement, clearly on the Undertaker. All bets are off when it comes to the kind of damage that she can put out into the ring.
Yeah, the Undertaker and her hired hand. Let's be honest and call it what it is. After Dark is very much being paid by the Undertaker to do the dirty work. I think we're going to see a lot of After Dark in the ring today, and the Undertaker just trying to maybe steal a victory. And introducing the champions. First, hailing from Daytona Beach, Florida, weighing in at 250 pounds, the Cook.
So there's a little bit more budget. You got the smoke coming out and everything. You see that the Cook's food truck is parked nearby by the stands, and you see the Cook coming out with his chef jacket over his shoulders, in his signature black shorts with the crisscross frying pans, on the back, and his black boots with the fork and spoon on either end, and he's wielding one of his cast iron frying pans, and it's just kind of like putting it out there and just trying to get the fans all rallied up.
Well, they're excited.
Oh yeah, they're definitely excited, and he will then run, and then he will be, and I'll say Olive Oil is there handing out some additional free copies of the new cookbook.
The Cook Style Family Chef book, or the one before
yes.
that?
No,
Oh, okay.
This is the new one.
I wrote that down because there's no way I was gonna fucking remember that shit. Nah.
I came up with that today.
No way, really? The Cook Style Family Chef book? You came up with that today?
And then he'll get onto the ring and take off and just kind of let the chef's jacket fly off of his shoulders and just stare down at After Dark, mostly After Dark.
I like it.
And introducing next, his partner, hailing from the Golden Isles, weighing in at 220 pounds. He is the PWN AAA Mega Champion, the PWN PNW Champion, and one half of the Tag Team Champions. He is the Golden One, Ron Sterling. Ron comes out carrying his crunched bucket that has the 3 titles in it. He sets it down and he grabs one championship, puts it around his waist, and then puts the other 2 over his shoulders and walks down to the ring. He gets in the ring. He hands the 2 titles that are not up for this match to Kimberly Price, who's already at ringside, and then asks for a mic from the helper at the side there.
We'll hand a mic, of course.
Listen, I watched your little show last week. Obviously, the Golden One did not perform. And let's just say the ratings suffered because of it. And now here I am back this week doing double duty. I don't know where you guys came from. I don't know why you're here, but you're very clearly not on the same level as me and the cook. We built this company from the ground up. Me and him. Our matches were some of the highest rated matches in all of professional wrestling. And then you 2 show up and start making a mockery of our great business that we've created. Riding in here with a motorcycle with some helmet. I don't even know who you are. You're just a helmeted person. Like, that's a real clever gimmick. Guy in a helmet riding a motorcycle. And then you, over here, hiring everybody to do all your dirty work. Never seen you do anything in the ring worthwhile. Buffing out your nails, thinking you're hot shit. What have you done to think that you're the greatest? What are your accolades? Do you have 3 championship belts? Are you the Golden One? Do you have a private dressing room? I've never seen this guy in the dressing room. He's always in the parking garage, turning the same bolt 300 times. How many threads are on that bolt? It doesn't matter. You're about to get your ass kicked, and then we'll never have to put up with you again.
I rolled a cut a promo. Because I figured that's what you were doing.
Yep.
Yep.
I got a 7.
Yeah, so you can add a stipulation. You can create a book you in a match if you want. You can add stipulation, gain +1 heat.
I will take a heat with the Over Undertaker.
You were doing it to both of them, so you
Oh,
can
both
get a
of
heat with both
Perfect.
of them.
Okay.
Even
Yeah.
better.
Even
More
better.
heat.
So the After Dark has a move called Reputation. The first time they appear on camera in an episode, I roll plus real, and we're going to see what what their reputation is going to be.
All right.
Ooh. So that is a 7. So I get to choose between gaining momentum equal to my starting momentum, adding a stipulation to the match, or gaining 1 heat with your opponent. I'm going to choose heat between Ron and the cook.
Okay. So you're gonna After Dark will gain a heat with Ron and the cook.
Mhm.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good.
I am going to like just gesture for the microphone from Ron.
Ron Steeling gives the call out, incredibly scathing words for the new blood, but it looks like the Over Undertaker has a response prepared.
You're right. We're not on your level. Why would I want to be that low to the ground?
Oh.
The
Ron just
disrespect! By God, the incredible disrespect! Ron tries to meet the Over Undertaker and After Dark on the same level, and the Over Undertaker absolutely rejects it!
I feel
Incredible!
That's cut promo if you want it to be.
Sure. I'll
Yeah.
roll on that.
That's
I'm also
taking the
willing
mic
to
and
accept the
speaking
cheap
your
heat.
mind. Yeah. I mean, you can take cheap heat, but I think that's not
That's
the
more
audience.
directed at the
that's
audience. This was directed specifically at
Ron. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I should probably go ahead and just switch. I've got you on Rory, but I should probably switch you over to Ron. This is gonna be too many names.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
There's so many of you.
I'm
Ron
just gonna-
Cemetery.
I'm just gonna
Rory
put under
Steeling.
everybody's. I'm gonna put under everybody's frame. Man, fuck if I know. Roll plus.
Fair.
To cut a promo. No.
Some bullshit.
Oh no. What's my
You got any
luck? Please be
momentum to
high.
spend?
Here we go. So that is 2 plus 1 is 3 plus 3 is 6. Plus 1 momentum
Well, I
is.
mean, I will say
I
that
feel like I just
Ramiro
put you over.
if
Huh?
Mhm.
That
he
works
wants to
too.
give you that.
Sure. I'll take it now. I'll take it before the match. Fuck it. Why not? Yeah.
Yeah, YOLO.
Let me look at my options real quick.
You only lose.
Oh. I want to add a stipulation, but I need a good stipulation.
2 pinfalls.
2 out of 3.
No DQs for being out of the ring.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you could no
You-
no disqualification for being out of the ring because then he
You-
can't.
You wanna prove that you can wrestle anyone, anytime, anywhere, Mr. Golden Boy? You think you're so hot in the ring? You ain't shit out of the ring. So why don't we make this interesting? We could wrestle anywhere in this building. How about that? The whole arena shall be our arena. Even if we do have to deal with all of these plebes. Ugh. Ugh. Ew. That's cheap heat.
Yeah, that's cheap
Yeah.
heat.
My stipulation is gonna be that, yeah, we don't just have to wrestle here in the ring. We could wrestle anywhere, baby.
Falls count anywhere.
Falls count anywhere, and there's no
Balls
count outs.
Count anywhere, and there's no count outs. That's a great.
And you hear
stipulation.
you hear After Dark's motorcycle rear and start circling around the ring.
Forgot about your freaking remote controlled motorcycle. God darn it. All right. Anyway.
Ramirez shaking Rory. By God, it's unbelievable! They've gone through, they've added a new stipulation at the last minute. The whole arena is open, and the gloves are off, the cages are down, the walls have toppled. It's incredible, and it's going to be all kinds of wrestling action, uncensored and everywhere, all up in everyone's face. Just make sure that the people in the front rows know that they're in the splash zone now.
I think, like, right as the bell rings, just real quick, like, I grab a wad of cash from somewhere in my fucking ring gear and just throw it at the referee and just go, make it happen.
I love it. I did ring the bell.
Make it happen.
If you didn't hear it, I'm assuming
Yeah,
you
no,
heard
yeah,
it.
we
Okay.
heard.
Who's gonna start inside the ring just so I know.
I think it'll be Ron for the team of Ron and the Cook.
Probably After Dark first.
Okay.
Gotta protect the money the money.
Okay, I'm gonna put over Undertaker in control of the match with After and Ron in the ring.
Okay.
Mhm.
Jesus. Okay. Put me on the spot like this.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to think of. Okay, so I think Ron loves to start big. I've noticed. So, I imagine like it's straight out of the gate with like the super kick nonsense, and it's just like fuck it, I'm gonna take you out in one hit because you're not shit, and like goes to do it and like hits the helmet, and like the helmet spins, but After Dark's shoulders still stay pointing the same direction. And they don't move, just like, and
Yep.
Ron's just like, what? It like still has his foot up there and is like pushing against, trying like, what the? It's usually, and like backs up again. After Dark still not moving, runs up, another super kick. The helmet spins fully back around to the front again. Like again, the foot's just sort of stuck up there, just like. Ron's got this very incredulous look on his face as as After Dark just plants a boot into the middle of Ron's chest and sends him flying to the mat.
I think that's a work.
So now I roll my work for their. Yeah, kick him real good.
Welcome to this weird and wild thing that is Worldwide Wrestling RPG.
Okay, I rolled a 4.
Whoa.
I rolled a
Rip,
4.
I already popped my thing for you.
So there you go.
Was that for work?
That was for
Yeah.
work.
Okay.
So
Work.
Things that you need to know in the new thing. You don't have to do this, but partners can spend momentum for each other in tag teams.
Okay.
And can hand off control whenever they want. So that's something that you can know too.
Okay.
But yeah, I botched the spot. Your opponent describes how they counter you, or saves you from disaster, and takes control of the match.
Yep.
I guess my opponent, like, who am I handing off control to?
It could be Ron.
So Ron does these 2 super kicks to After Dark's face, and the helmet is now on backwards. And he is going to pretend that he's going for super kick number 3 to After Dark, but is actually going to hit the over Undertaker on the apron.
On the apron?
Knocking her off and out of the match temporarily. And he seems really frustrated with this. And is then going to kind of do a chop block on After Dark's knee on the backside to try and take him down to the mat. And I'm going to roll work.
Work.
I got a 12.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah. So I am going to see here. Once he's down on the mat, I'm going to put him into excuse me.
Yep, no
But-
problem.
Put them into a like a headlock. And I'm gonna be like kind of playing up to the crowd a little bit. I'm gonna take the momentum and control the match from my 12, and really apply the pressure for a minute on them. After a little bit, they're gonna fight really hard and back up to their feet. And from there, gonna work out and separate, and then I'm going to tag in the cook.
Oh, thanks. This
Are
should be
you-
very entertaining.
Okay, question. Are you retaining control of the match, or are you handing off control to the cook?
I will hand off control to the cook.
Okay. So the cook tags in, and the cook is going to seeing the after effects of Ron's super kicks. The cook realizes this is probably the one rare time he has to bring back his trusty cast iron frying pans to combat against this unnatural horror.
Wait, quick question. But they're not legal in this match, right? Just for clarification
Legal
for my
him.
sake. Wait, can he just use a foreign object whenever he wants?
I mean,
you can if you take the monster move, not of this world, to create a signature stipulation that you can just use whatever cookware you want.
he
That's
has
true.
in the past
Yeah.
and gotten away
Yeah.
with it.
He's done it because he's been a heel.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
usually been like, I'm cheating
Right.
to do this thing.
And that's
Yeah,
the thing,
but
is he's
now
not a
he's doing
heel
it
anymore.
because
Which is why I bring
he's
it
doing
up.
it because now it doesn't seem like, well, this person just took a lot of unnatural strikes into the face, and it's still standing like a perfect, like
Like a Terminator.
so he's just think we're gonna have to go a little harder, and so. Man, now I'm
Okay.
thinking about like Terminator and The Rock in it. That's a weird thought process. Anyway,
Ooh, that'd be awesome though.
yes.
I'd watch
Anyways,
that.
yeah. So you just hear you just see the cook like go under and over with the frying pan, and you hear a resounding clang of metal against metal helmet, and that's the first time you see After Dark actually kind of lean back a little bit, and then readjust quickly, and then just starts grabbing onto the cook, and the thing is they're both height-wise completely different, and you just see After Dark literally start pulling the cook down, and so we're gonna see what happens with that. And it's probably gonna be let's go with work for right now. Ooh. Okay, so that is an 8. So okay, so I'll retain control for right now. So the cook gets caught off guard for a minute and then tries to resist and then grabs After Dark and then like throws them over his shoulder and you hear a very loud bang on the apron, louder than usual, and then you see After Dark literally do like a spin kick up to get back up, and then does do a side kick onto the cook's chest, and the cook just goes into the ropes. And you just see the cook just go, that's not right. and then you see After Dark crack their knuckles, and starts coming in, and looks over at the over Undertaker. I'm gonna need those, and he's referring to the brass knuckles.
Yeah, it should like slide over to the edge of the ring and just like kendo stick, chair, crowbar, brass knuckles.
And they put on the brass knuckles that has like the money symbol all over it.
It's just a big dollar sign.
Big
down the
dollar sign,
knuckles.
right?
Yeah.
Big dollar sign, and just starts wailing on the cook.
How have you
so-
distracted the referee while you're doing this? Because this is
Oh, okay, that's fair. The best part about the referee is I'll say for that the After Dark has literally chained up the ref.
Or I mean, I would say I could say the over Undertaker has probably bribed the referee
Yeah.
enough to like not notice things too.
Or
That's
even
an
is just
option,
up
so.
in his face about nonsense. Like,
Yeah.
she could be distracting the ref in any way you want her to.
That's true. That's true. We can definitely go with that. And so we're gonna roll something different here. We're gonna roll for real work stiff.
Okay.
And After Dark is actually gonna try and hurt the cook now.
Ooh.
It's
Roll
an
class.
incredible match to watch, starting off with a weak start from the Over Undertaker, but
Ooh.
into some incredible kicks from Ron, spinning around After Dark's helmet, blinding them temporarily, but they're able to reverse it all. The Cook comes in, and now it looks like the After Dark really has the upper hand, and here it is, the fists of finance. Incredible.
Okay, so I rolled a total of 12. So I get to pick
Oh
2.
my god.
So After Dark is going to gain 1 audience, as the audience can see you're a legit badass. And
Okay.
we're going to go with, I think what I like is the idea that making the new group as badass as humanly possible and completely diminish the popularity of the old guard. So I'm going to make the Cook lose an audience.
Oh, that's so mean and so good.
I like it.
It's unbelievable what's happening right here in the ring, and it seems like the ref has absolutely no care for what's going on, flipping through those dollar bills, those fat stacks from the Over Undertaker, and here comes After Dark once again with another 2, 3, 4, 5 punches directly to the face. The dollar sign is all over the Cook's face, and the After Dark stamps that check and pounds him into the ground for a deposit to the pain bank.
The Over Undertaker is slowly trying to walk the referee out of the ring. Like, out of the whole... Like, up the ramp. She's trying to get him to
Yeah.
go up the ramp.
Yeah,
It's
so
not, it's not
the
completely
Cook's
working.
face is like a little bit
No, she's
bit
trying.
bruised now and a little bit bloody, and he's gonna try and tap in Ron
Is he gonna try to roll for GP? I mean, not for
Uh,
a hot tag.
for hot tag. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's gonna be with heat. So okay, so I rolled with heat with Ron. That's a total of 10. So let me see. The way it's written right now is they gain the result of the wrestling move. Okay, so Ron will retain control and gain 1 momentum.
Okay, so you ceded control as After Dark. You ceded control of the match to the Cook, which makes sense because there was this huge move and kind of gloating, and then you hot tagged Ron, and now Ron has control and gains momentum.
Yes.
Okay, just so long as we know what's going on.
Yep.
Ron flies into the ring and goes immediately towards After Dark. Ron kind of grabs their arm that has the brass knucks on it and puts them into an armbar, and then pries the brass knuckles off of his hands and tosses them into the crowd. So I'm going to roll body for this.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, physical strength.
And I'm going to use 3 momentum to get a 7.
If I may, you
Yeah.
are also an announcer.
You could put yourself over.
You could put yourself
Well,
over.
I will put myself over. That's a good point.
Just gonna put that one out there because
And
this-
here comes Ron flying into the ring. He looks like he's trying to assert his physical dominance over the much stronger After Dark. He puts him in an armbar and rips the brass knuckles off, and into the crowd they go.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Ron,
For those of you new to Worldwide Wrestling, announcers can do this once per
Once
Match.
per match.
wrestler
Yeah.
per match.
You can increase the bracket of success. So
Yeah.
if you roll a 1 to a 6, you can turn it into a 7 and 9, and you can turn 7 and 9 into a 10 plus.
Ron will then, after the brass knucks have been removed, will do an Irish whip and kind of throw After Dark off the ropes, and we'll hit him with a clothesline.
Okay.
Once After Dark is on the ground, Ron is going to slide out of the ring next to After Dark's motorcycle. It's going to look under the ring and is going to pull out a knife and is going to slash the tires of the motorcycle.
You gotta roll heat for that shit. You gotta roll heat for that shit. You gotta roll heat for that shit. Roll plus heat.
All right, so that's going to be an 8.
Are you retaining control or handing it off?
I will hand off control.
Ah.
Okay.
So I slash, and I kind of throw the knife off to the side.
And that gives you momentum to
Yeah, it gives you momentum and you.
Ron bringing out the incredible muscularity, as you can see all those arm curls pay off because he can heft After Dark up like a sack of potatoes and hurls them into the audience. It's absolute chaos out there in the audience right now. And what's this? There's a knife. By God, he's got a knife, and he's going for the motorcycle. The Kawasaki Ninja has been spotted, and it's all lit up, and the stealth mode is now disabled. It's all slashed up. It's incredible. We don't know where Ron is going next, but it's not going to be pretty.
I love Ramiro so much.
I do too. How can you not love Romero so much?
I just turned my brain off and I let my mouth take over.
I think I'm gonna let you all know that it's good. I think I'll let you all know that the Over Undertaker and After Dark are booked to win.
All right. So, do you want to do it, Fox? The
Who
control.
are the active wrestlers then at this? Because
Right now, it's After
Ron
Dark and
and After
Ron.
Dark. Okay.
Yeah.
God, my brain is so melted trying to keep track of everybody. After Dark's still in the ring, having gotten knocked the F out by the brass knuckles. Then, so I think as Ron's getting in there and slashes into one tire, slashes into the next, and kind of like as he's standing up, we see After Dark just behind him all of a sudden. It's like, huh? And After Dark grabs Ron by the back of the head and just slams him down into the seat of the motor, just boom into the seat of the motorcycle. And as he kind of slumps to the ground, boom, hits him in the ribs there. And that's when at that point the Over Undertaker just shoves the referees, whatever, and runs over to hold out her hand for a tag, which they tag off, and she then just kind of drops down and just does a hammer blow on the back of Ron.
I think you can roll heat for this.
This is heat. Okay.
Yeah.
I had no
Yeller-
heat with Ron. Oh, come on. Roll 4.
I can spend my momentum for that. I have at least 5 right now. So
You have 5
I
momentum?
can- I've been sitting on it.
Do you have momentum, Fox, at all?
I do. I have 2, which I can spend
Okay.
to make that a 6, a 4, 5, 6. Yeah.
So
Okay, then I can
then
spend-
one more.
I'll spend 1. Yep.
Fantastic. Then we'll turn that into a 7 to 9, which I will then take that momentum and retain control of the match because I think at that point we should yeah, I'm kind of you think we should end this here? Is I think what the Over Undertaker's kind of looks up at the After Dark. Good God, I can't keep things in my head right now. It's just I think he's done. It's just boops a boot onto the back of Ron's head.
Okay. So After Dark is going to, while Ron is just half up, is going to do the finishing move, which is their signature move, which is it's a roundhouse kick with into a pin. It's called Lights Out, and they look at Ron and say,
I'll definitely like pull him up. Like,
Oh, yeah.
like get him up to his feet for it.
"Oh yeah,"
Like kind of like cringing
And-
behind him, like.
and After Dark says, "Loser," and does the roundhouse kick. So let's see what the finisher looks like. Oops, wow, that went everywhere. So I only use that one for that fight. Let's see what happens here. Oh, okay. Let me just see. I just want to see if I can make this. Okay, so it's going to be. I rolled a 6. Oh wait, yeah, 6. So I'm gonna raise it to. I'm gonna spend all 4 for the +10. So it's a clean finish, and I get 1 audience.
Nice.
Gotta build After Dark's reputation now.
Yeah, you gotta build that rotation,
So
and then you
It's
hit.
just-
You do. Yeah. Go and narrate it.
It's a sweeping roundhouse kick across Ron's face, goes flying like right off of the over Undertaker's hand, right into the side of the ring, and it gets it. I think we'll have it comically where Ron's head just goes right through the little tarp, and it's just right and just facing inwards into the ring.
Like
just
Ron's
head
head is
into the-
under the ring.
Yeah.
Under... That's so
Wait.
That's so mean.
Could I just go put a hand on him then?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's what happens. The Over Undertaker just puts one hand over.
Not even a hand, just a finger. And just starts just beckoning for the referee.
Yeah, and the 1, 2, 3, and you get the bow. Holy cow.
One comes around the corner, but there's After Dark, and it's anyone's match. But no, the lights are out. It's the lights out. Holy God. And After Dark slams it into Ron, and there's the bell, and it's all over. It's all over here at PWN. The title belt is now secured.
I don't know whose music I'm playing. I'll probably play. Yeah.
Both at the same time.
No,
So
that's a
that
bad
is-
idea.
They
One
call
on the
that a
left channel,
mashup?
the other one on the right channel.
Yeah. Like that's true DJing. Yeah, okay, screw it. So yeah, like when they bring the belt over, and like holding it up or whatever, just sort of like lean down to poor Ron who just got knocked the fuck out, and just actually no, she's not gonna look at Ron. She's gonna get a microphone and be like, "See, Ron, all that glitters isn't gold, and diamonds are forever." But we can't ride out on your motor. Actually, I'll like go over to the motorcycle.
No, even better. The motorcycle, the tires, they re-air themselves.
And
Sure.
the Over Undertaker's gonna like stretch back to like, you know, put her leg up and over. It's like very like, yeah, look at how slinky and sexy I am. Just onto the back of the motorcycle.
Oh my god.
And just like waiting to be driven away from the ring.
Oh yeah, After Dark will drive off with the, but they'll do a victory lap.
Oh, and I leave a
Around the
trail
ring.
of money behind us.
Yeah. And then zoom off into the backstage.
We suck. We're all
Really suck.
After they're out of the arena,
Oh yeah.
Ron's gonna like pick himself up and kind of shake out some cobwebs. Go
Oh,
find.
sorry, I hit the wrong thing.
Yep.
That's me.
Go find the cook, who's bloodied and battered and bruised.
Mhm.
Yeah, y'all don't look good, the two of you.
Yeah, he grabs Ron by the shoulder and he looks pretty bad. Like half his face is like bruised, bulging, and swelled and swollen up. Did we get him?
Honey.
Oh.
You know what? You're nothing without the Chad. And I'm gonna kick him in the stomach and then hit him with a Stone Cold Stunner.
Somewhere Betty's like, it's the stunner! It's the stunner!
I feel it. Like out in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Well, it's a rough match here, as it looks like the Cook and Ron are going to have a little heart-to-heart in the post-match. No! By God, Ron turns on his tag team partner. He calls him out right here in the middle of the ring, in front of everyone. And it's unbelievable the kind of disrespect that he's bringing, calling attention to the fact that the Cook may mean nothing except the other half of a power couple.
Oh.
Is that a move of any sort? Like,
I don't.
or is it just awesome?
I'm just playing up the fact that I'm a heel. It's kind
Okay.
of what I was going for.
Love it.
Like,
I don't even know. Like.
That wasn't
Oh,
sure.
man.
Like, I didn't see anything that like covered that, so I was like, I
Yeah.
don't know what's
Hey,
happening, but I love it.
You know what? There's not a move, but you both get a heat with each other because I'm
Yeah.
sorry that
Yeah.
moment, it deserves it. I don't even care.
One could see that as working the audience as well, because like cheering or jeering.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
Half
Yeah.
of that.
Fair.
If you
But
want
I like the idea that they both get heat
I
with
just
each
think
other.
they both
'cause
get
it's
Yeah.
heat with each other because that. What just happened? It was a tag team, and now they're not. And they,
That is actually how, if
Yeah.
you're part of a tag team, you can abandon it by spending 2 momentum. That's when the match is going on. But the end result
Yeah.
is you get a heat with each other. So yeah.
I just think heat with each other. Oh, that's so good. Go back to the locker room. Holy moly.
that was intense.
That was absolutely ridiculously intense. Holy cow.
What a nice mess we made.
We go back to the locker room, and the bull, who I want to remind everybody, I like to describe as having 4 necks in one.
That's value.
Yeah,
That's econ.
yeah.
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 It's the
So
only
very-
kind. Go ahead.
He's a very large man. Very large man. Bald. Is sitting on one of the locker room benches reading a book. He's got like glasses on of his giant neck.
Aw.
Just reading
Character
a book.
development.
Oh, honey.
Development.
Hey Simon, I deliver. You're welcome.
Good, because I can't go out right now. Oh.
Yeah, sure. We'll have War Master come out. So War Master, to remind the audience, looks like a stereotypical brawler, like barbarian in a fantasy setting. So he's got like heavy leather shoulder pads, this massive helmet with horns coming around the front and facing forward, the little eye slit, you can barely see his eyes inside of it, the war skirt, the like
Look,
dangling
he's-
leather strips with furs.
He's kind of like the the iconic poster child guy for fucking Skyrim, kinda.
Yeah, kind of like the Dragonborn, a little bit Dragonborn and a little bit the guy on the front cover of the fucking Hero Quest box.
Oh god,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Um,
Okay.
Oh my
yeah,
god,
yeah.
yes.
Yep.
So he comes out, and he, I think, just sits right next to the bull and looks over.
Does he do like the?
Yeah, just like the heavy breathing.
Can I help you?
A strong mind is just as important as a strong body. What do you study there, Brother Bull?
And he closes the book, and it's The Art of War.
Ah, a true master of the classics. I see. You do not stop to imagine that you have tapped out at the peak of your potential only by working your body, but by strengthening your mind and the tactics of the greatest warriors of our nations. You have seen into the future, and you know how to assert your tactical dominance over your opponent.
Yeah.
You are not a man of many words, are you, Brother Bull?
No.
I too have studied the book as much as I have studied the blade. And he reaches into like a little shoulder pack that he's had, and he pulls out. It's I'm thinking of puns. The what's a weapon that starts with T? What's a
Trident.
Trident.
trident? Sure.
Oh.
No. Oh, so it's the he pulls out this heavy hardcover book. Do I have one here? I had a thing. He's got a heavy book. I put my fucking Xanathar's guide somewhere else. Aha!
Aha!
I hold in my hands the Manual of Murder, the finest work that has ever been published on the art of absolutely destroying a man, piece by piece, systematically, contained within its pages, all 200 in glossy high color. It describes rules for splitting a man in twain with the means of only polyhedral dice and the mind's power. You hold within yourself the potential to conquer all lands, real or imagined.
The bull, look at you. You play RPGs? Like literally just like a normal voice.
Fool! I am from the very plains of battle. I have traveled across the distant realms of Nagaroth and the frozen wastes of Niflheim. I have slayed black-winged dragons and green oozes in the deepest and dankest dungeons. From here to Cimmeria, I am no role player. I am from the lands that role players wish they could attend.
Oh, so you LARP.
It is not so simple as a matter of live action. There is no role playing when I step into the ring and unleash my unhinged fury upon my opponents, as you shall soon see, Bull. And I promise you this. For besmirching my honor, I have traveled many lands and fought for many years, mastering all arts of warfare, which is why I called myself the War Master, and you will see firsthand when I split thee in twain, whether it be by battle axe or broadsword or by my very bare knuckles, you will know I am no LARPer.
The bull will just stand up, like just pat the War Master on the shoulder. Yeah. Look forward to it, bud. Good match. And just walk away carrying his book with him.
I'd like to cut a promo.
Yeah, cut the promo. That's what you're doing. I know, I was gonna let you do that. But like...
Well, I've got my new favorite spot. That was good.
That
was good.
So good.
As the monster, I have my favorite move,
Oh yeah, the
which
power
is-
movement is so good.
that I get to roll power outside of the ring instead of look.
Yeah, so good. I love it. I love it so much.
It's a 6.
I'd
I'd like to spend my 1 momentum
Yes, spend your one momentum.
Good call. Good call.
to turn it
Into
to
a
get people's
7?
attention,
Okay.
and gain a +1 heat with the subject of my promo.
With the bull, sounds like a good idea.
We got to get a feud going here.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
That was so good. And Dangerous Covenants is such a good book.
It's out of print now.
Yep.
That's why I have it.
I have all of them.
Wow.
I'm so close.
There's so many.
I know.
So much money, man.
I don't want to talk about
Okay,
it.
like that's my life, right?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I'm sorry. I was gonna go a different direction with the bull, but then you came in with that. I was like, nope, this is where we're going.
Oh man.
I like that he's well read. I like that he has reading glasses.
Mhm.
Okay,
I
dude.
love too that's like, you're not a man of many words, are you? It's like, this is the most he has ever said anything.
Yes.
5 words. I think that's intense.
Yeah, that's a lot for the bull.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I need a moment. All right, okay, we're good. Okay, got it. Okay. what's Ron doing right now?
Ron is back, and if like they cut to his room, he is trashing his room.
Oh,
He's losing his shit, and he is throwing things, and he like takes the bucket and starts beating against the wall into the drywall, and he is absolutely losing it.
okay. I think this is the perfect time we cut to Ron for a commercial.
What?
I love this. You piece of shit! What the fuck? Can't believe this. The fucking cook, never no good. Can't even cook a fucking steak worth of shit. Can't wrestle. Totally let me down. Can't believe. Buy some shirts. PWNshop.com. AOL keyword shop. Buy shirts. Don't buy the cook shirt. He's fucking worthless. He can't do anything good. Don't buy his crappy products. They're not made in America. They're cheap. They're crap. Don't buy them. Buy my stuff. Buy my shirt. You can't be me. God damn it.
I think he just holds unnaturally long as he continues to just torch his shit.
Yeah.
All right.
Um,
Oh, go ahead.
That was the best commercial ever.
I'm sorry.
buddy.
Okay,
Oh,
Ron
buddy.
Bear Me. It's okay. We love you, Ron Bear Me.
It's okay, Ron Barry. Wrestling's fake. It's okay.
Man, I really threw him hard. That poster's coming off the wall.
You're in the moment. It's okay. You're in the moment. It's all right.
You know, every saga begins with a bear being thrown against a wall. At least in some of the pornos I've watched. Anyway,
Oh.
there's a. Is the door closed? Is the door open? Is the door broken? What's the state of Ron's door in the dressing room?
The door's probably open. Cracked
Yeah.
open. There's lots of screaming happening in there, and it's bad.
Then yeah, just like around the corner comes the bespectacled, the sunglasses wearing face of the Undertaker, and she just kind of peeks around the corner, and then slowly the belt kind of comes around the corner too, and she just sort of jiggles a little bit. You know, everything's for sale. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. We should talk terms. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle.
How dare you treat the gold like that? That is one of the highest honors that a competitor can have.
It's a
here
belt,
in
Ron.
the PWN.
It holds your really, really large pants up. It's very pretty. It's just a belt.
You know why I need 3 belts? It's because I have the biggest pants in this business. I am wearing the pants of PWN. I am the moneymaker. I am the prophet. I am everything that you wish that you were.
You're the prophet of profit. Actually, no, I'm gonna steal that. Actually, it's like, yeah, you're the prophet. Well, I am the prophetess of profit, and I don't really give a crap about the belt. It's fun. It's a lot of leverage, and it can be yours for a low, low price. We just, have to negotiate terms. Or you can be a little piss baby and keep throwing bears around your room, Ron.
Then step inside and let's discuss terms.
She'll just sort of like reach and close the door behind her.
I think that's a great place to end that spot.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're gonna go to the ring. Behind the table are Rory Cemetery and Benny Templeton.
Wow, things are really heating up backstage, aren't they, Benny?
Oh wait, am I on? Is this what I'm supposed to be here for? Yes, it's just, what an incredible upset at the beginning of tonight's show tonight. Who would have thought the Triple Crown 1/3 dethroned as the gold passes from one hand to a arguably somewhat sketchier set of hands.
And that's saying something, because Ron is not an outstanding human being.
No, he is not. I've had the pleasure of talking to the human, being known as Ron Sterling, and let me tell you, it was not much of a pleasure. He thinks very highly of himself, and that's really all he thinks about.
That is so true.
Hell of a super kick.
Anyway,
Hell of a
we
super kick.
have a interesting matchup here, as we're going to
Yes,
see
we
the
do.
debut of War Master, as
Yes.
he's taking on the son of the Art of War, the Bull. What do you think about this matchup?
Well, I think the Bull certainly has has his work cut out for him. I've seen this War Master fellow. By contrast, the War Master, he also thinks very highly of himself, but I'm not gonna question a man that carries a battle axe around. It's a two-handed weapon. It does a D12 damage. That's a lot. And it's got a wide crit range, but
We've seen a lot of weapons here of late in PWN.
have.
We saw Brass Knuckles in the first match, the
true.
Cook's own cast iron frying pan. Is the War Master going to be able to use these lethal weapons in combat here today?
I really feel like the only guns he needs are the two that he's bringing with him to the ring. I am speaking, of course, of his biceps, the extremely large, man can crush a cantaloupe with,
Indeed,
with one hand.
This is not only a wrestling show, but this is a gun show, and the War Master is going to be showing him off tonight.
Absolutely.
I really hope that the Bulls' four necks can compete with the onslaught of muscles that War Master's bringing tonight.
The truly legendary, the legend, if you will, of the quad neck. It's an incredible thing, but I really think that War Master, if you'll forgive me a small pun, you see, I've been hanging out with Rudio, so get this. I really think War Master is going to be taking the Bull by the horns tonight. It's pretty good, right?
That's pretty good.
Been workshopping that. I was thinking about that before. It's pretty good. I think Ramiro. That's pretty good, right?
Yeah, it was pretty sweet.
Hey, he gets it.
Our next match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, hailing from the field of battle, weighing in at 300 pounds,
Jesus.
War Master.
War Master is, as we've said, physically massive. He's 6'3", he's 300 pounds. He's all cut muscle, but like that kind of fat muscle. Just like when people draw comics characters, he's a fucking Rob Liefeld drawing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Come to
Like
life.
he's
Yes.
all, and then maybe a waist.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
So he comes in. He has torches that have lined, like big torches that have lined the entrance. He comes out swinging a massive battle axe. So he swings, and then chunks it down at the entrance. As he continues halfway down the ramp, he pulls out a broadsword and starts doing some cool sword tricks, and then chunks it down halfway down the ramp. And when he gets to the bottom, he raises his claws like he's summoning power, reaches into his belt pouch, and pulls out a fistful of D4s and scatters them along the ramp. Because he's mastered all forms of combat and all kinds of weapons, naturally. And so then he just pulls himself into the ring and looks around at everyone and just raises his hands.
And there he
That's
is,
it.
the newest blood, the man of the hour, the Tower of Power. Oh God, somebody's gonna trip on that axe. You don't want to, believe me, you do not want to trip on that thing.
Nerds everywhere are rejoicing here as tiny triangles are scattered across the rampway.
That's a D4. it's a four-sided, it's a regular polyhedral roar.
Betty, I'm hearing that somebody is calling them call traps, and I don't know what that means.
Which they are.
It's a kind of twisted metal. It's an in-joke, see, you have to understand. Betty's mic gets cut.
I've been reading these books.
He's clearly still talking and his mic just gets cut.
And introducing next, hailing from Seattle, Washington, weighing at 320 pounds, the Bull.
The Bull's entrance is just like pretty mild compared to everybody else. The ring just goes dark, and on the screen, and just like blocky 90s, you know, like the graffiti 90s font. It's like, it just goes, the Bull! And then there's a spotlight, and he's just standing there. And he's a giant man with like what I like to call four necks, because that's how I think of them. And he just walks down like this. He's in just a singlet, black singlet, and just walking down. Strides down, steps over the top rope to get into the ring, and just stands there.
You know, the Bull, not one for putting on a big show.
I got it.
I did too. That's why I'm shaking my head.
We all got it.
That's why I'm like.
You know, Betty, that one was bad.
I don't get what? He doesn't. He's a very understated man. He's not like certain residents of Goldberg over here.
Oh my god. I can't. I just.
Oh, this match should be interesting.
I regret my words and deeds.
There's
the bell. I hear a bell.
War Master, you can start with control.
Sure. I have Not of This World.
Oh, okay.
So I can pick or create a signature match stipulation that showcases my wrestling persona.
Oh, right.
By changing the physical environment of the match, whenever creative books me in a match, I can choose to add that stipulation, even if the match already has one. And I start the match with +1 momentum, not 2, which is fine. It's a nerf, but I'll take it. So I will get the 1 momentum that replaces the one that I spent already. War Master is a master of all arts of combat, naturally. We see that alongside the ring, there's like weapon racks of like spears and chains and like wooden swords and like little shields and stuff. Just like every martial arts movie training montage
I love it.
has just been wheeled in along the edges. And so, as he's in control, he walks over to the side of the ring and just yanks out just a big old sword, hefts it over his shoulder, and starts walking towards the Bull and yells, "You who bear 4 necks, much like the mighty Hydra, I will chop each of them off one at a time, and they will not grow back. For I shall sear the very flesh sacks which once held them." And he comes out the gate strong. I think we do a sequence where he brings the sword down and like big heavy chops. Just bam, bam, bam. But the Bull either like blocks, just like throws his arms up like and so finally he's like I'm just not gonna get the chop in. Okay, we go in with a pommel strike and we just smack him in the back of the head with the pommel. And then because this is gonna be his thing, is like he just smacks him like, all right, well this didn't work, and he hucks the sword out of the ring. So I want to wrestle with some body.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Did he just say meat sex?
This guy's weird.
This guy's weird.
Fucking
You're
nerds.
You're supposed to pin people. You
I'm gonna give control to the bull and take a momentum.
Okay, all right. The bull is just gonna be like, kind of look at, like, we'll take it, right, and we'll get knocked on the back of the head and kind of like knock him forward a bit. And we'll just look at the War Master confused, like, I thought we were here to wrestle, and be like, all right, whatever, and we'll just spear him. Just freaking spear him.
Go for the spear.
Just like full on spear him, and we'll just take him down and be like, it's kind of just like this whole, yeah.
This bull comes in with a spear, but not the kind of spear you're thinking of. There's no reach weapons here. It's just using his own bullish physique.
We'll grab the War Master and put him in an elbow headlock, and take that into an elbow drop against the ground, and kind of hold it for a second and kind of whisper to him like, dude, I get it, but like, come on, we gotta wrestle. Like, push down and step up and go up to the top of the ropes, and like this big giant man just climbs to the top of the ropes and like goes in for an elbow drop, but just barely misses as the War Master moves out of the way, and I'll cede control back to War Master.
So that it looks really terrifying as he's coming down, and like the War Master's like, oh, okay. So he rolls, and while the bull is recovering, he stomps towards him and yells, "It's wrestling you want, is it? I shall show you the true rules of grappling." And he slams his knee into his back, flips him onto, so he's on his stomach now. The bull is on his stomach. He slams both of his knees down onto the bull's back, scoops and crosses the bull's legs like this, grabs that with one arm, goes for the grab with his neck with the other, and with his knees pressed down on him, flips over and pulls him into the bow and arrow.
Oh, okay.
So he's pressing the bull, this massive man, over him like a curved bow.
Yeah, okay.
And I want that to be an athletic feat. To be like,
totally.
No, I'm as big as you are.
Yeah,
and if you want to wrestle, I'll fucking wrestle. You know?
I love it so much.
You know, Aston answered, we wanted to see some wrestling here today, and good heaven, he's got the man in the air, throwing him around like he's a goddamn pizza. This is incredible. You know,
so
grappling, that's an opposed strength test, Rory, and cuts off the mic.
It really seems here like War Master is, well, he's being Aragorn to Faramir. It's just really not going right.
I don't,
You freaking nerds!
I don't get.
I love that so
Is that
much
from
right
a
now.
movie? They're like Star Wars or something. I've never seen Star Wars, so I don't really get the reference. I'm sorry.
I always knew the dark stride was strong with you.
Back in the ring.
The one true ring.
That's absolutely right, Rory. There is only one ring that they will be bound in Mortal Kombat in tonight. Now, Mortal Kombat, that's a hell of a game.
Oh my god.
Rips that guy's head clean off.
Okay,
I like Street Fighter better.
What about Tekken?
Okay, what is War Master doing?
On a 10 plus, I do it easily, so I
Okay.
gain +1 heat with my opponent.
Nice.
So while everyone's been talking, I think like the bull is like tapped, so he shoves him off, picks up the bull, runs him onto into one of the turnbuckles, and goes to grab another thing off of the rack. Let's say for Shiggles that it's a friggin' it's just a pair of nunchucks. And so more than anything else, like the bull is like slammed up, like getting groggy, and so he's spinning the chucks and just doing ridiculous tricks with these, like full on Bruce Lee. And I think he just showboats for a minute of like, whether it is by blade or by blunt force, I shall show you true martial superiority here, Bull, and I will prove to all of the people here in Vancouver that this is the greatest man you send to me. This is the champion you decide to send against the War Master. I have fought mightier drunken brawlers in Milwaukee. I have fought the angriest street children in Hoboken. And you come to me with the Bull? I am here to turn him into shish kebabs.
Those kids in Hoboken are no joke.
Those kids from Hoboken you don't want to mess with. I'm honest going to tell you.
Yeah, those kids.
Scary
Those
kids.
in Hoboken.
Stole my bike once. I think they ate it.
They play along. I get them
Okay.
momentum.
Nice.
Sweet. I should spend this.
Yeah.
I should spend it. I'd love to spend it. What can I do with my heal moves again? I can gain a heat with him again. I might as well.
Might as well try to build up to 4.
You
Yeah.
do something particularly underhanded. Or take advantage of someone unfairly. Or act with nefarious intent.
So I think as he's doing that, he's like spinning them around, and he goes to swing at the bull, who takes the hit because he's the bull. And War Master's like, oh. Bam! Hits him in the chest. And he no-sells it. So he's like, damned exotic weapon proficiencies, and he throws the chucks out of the ring. And he gives control over to the bull.
Warmaster finding himself at a disadvantage to hit.
Oh, God, it hurts!
What is this? What happened?
You
and
asked
then
us to be here.
I think that the bull's just gonna walk up to War Master and just punch him in the face.
Yeah.
Just like punch him in the face, and I think he stumbles back a little bit, and War Master's like, and the bull's like, punches him again. He stumbles back, he's like, punches him again, and he takes him and he grabs him in a chokehold and just holds him up, and he shakes him. Like, who are you?
It really looks like Raphael has had enough of Michelangelo's shit and is now trying to choke him out.
What are you doing?
I don't blame him. I'd be frustrated too in this situation.
I will tell you that the bull is booked to win. So if you want to pull shenanigans, do it.
All right. I'll pull shenanigans. You know
Okay.
I'll pull shenanigans.
Okay.
I'm going to spend my remaining 2 momentum to cheat to book myself to win the match.
Okay. So
Um,
what he's gonna do is gonna pull you up to go into his finisher, which is a choke slam. What are you gonna do?
I think while he's being like rattled around, he's grappling. There's like a voice box or something in his helmet,
Yeah,
so his voice
yeah.
booms sometimes. Yeah, you read The Art of War, but you neglected to study guerrilla tactics. Attack of opportunity, and he flings some sand from one of his belt pouches
Sand! Yes!
into his face.
The bull
Stunning
reaching
the
up
bull.
to do the bull headbutt, but wait, what's this? He can't see. Blinded suddenly by the Warmaster's clever thinking and illegal
the War Master
maneuvering.
used sand attack.
It's supremely effective.
Now that his accuracy has been lowered, War Master's gonna go for his finishing move, which is the Skull Crusher. It's a brain buster. So
Yeah, I love it.
While the bull is like he goes for the arm grab and then the loop around, and this is impressive, right? Because they're two massive guys. So he scoops him up and flips him and boom, drops him
Love it.
head first into the mat.
I love it. Roll that beautiful finishing move. 2d6.
It's a 7.
It's
On a 7 and 9, they make you work for it.
Oh yeah, he a big guy. He gonna make you work for it because he annoyed with you.
Choose one. They showcase your strength. You both gain 1 momentum, or they're unwilling to take your finisher and flee the ring. Gain +1 heat with them. I'm gonna want that heat to bring it up to 4. I think he's unwilling to take my finisher and flees the ring.
Ooh.
So I think what that might look like is like we get it off, we get the finisher out,
And he'll just slide out of.
and he's just like, I don't want to deal with this anymore.
I'm out. Peace.
This jackass just brings in an arsenal. Like, this is not why I'm here.
He just like this is bogus. He'll take it and kind of lay there for a second. He's like, F this. He'll roll out of the ring and he's just like, he looks at the announcers and he's like, this is bullshit. And he'll just like walk away.
It looks like the bull is taking a loss via countout on this one.
Yeah, you know, he was in a very dominant position at one point, but now he's making a bull rush from the stadium.
And
Get out!
What? He's leaving very quickly. I hear the bell. War Master is victorious. I hear music. War Master is victorious in the middle of the ring. What else can you say? This wrestling has never been like this before. Let's just hope it's never like this again.
Oh, I assure you, foolish that you are, Benny Templeton. Wrestling is only going to get more like this. I have foreseen into the future, for I have spoken with the one known as the Vessel, and I have seen the future of wrestling. It is a grim and dark future, where people decide that all manner of gimmicks are viable, and bring forth all sorts of hokey gimmicks and trends into the ring to try and increase viewership. And I promise you that although I may show my physical prowess here on the stage now, revel in it, for the worst is yet to come.
Okay.
And then he just awkwardly stands there and then runs out of the ring, scooping up his T4s as he goes and shoving them back in his belt pouch.
At least he cleans up after himself.
Yeah.
He's not just a large man, he's also a very verbose man. He's large in many ways. Large in many ways. I need a cigarette, I need
Right
to
click,
smoke.
save as.
I need to get out of here.
Someone clip that.
Someone clip that.
Yeah.
I think, my friends, that
Milo
was a
just
good
smoking
time
here.
to go to break.
Oy.
Before we go to break, I want to make an announcement. Just
Just
can't.
gonna bring down the crowd noise a little bit here.
Yeah, bring down the crowd noise a little bit. I can turn it off too. I'll just turn it off. Yeah. Done. Turned off. I don't think Benny will ever go to Nicorette. I think that he'll smoke for life. It's just his one vice.
He's
Poor
not a
dude.
perfect man, and
yeah.
it's gonna be the death of him someday, but he's gonna smoke like a chimney till he dies.
That's what it is. My friends, we have merch. I don't know if you know that. It's been on the screen, but you can
On the
check
screen
it out
right now.
at sonerdwear.com. It's pretty awesome. Use our code RASSLE and you get 10% off all our merch and anything else over there at sonerdwear.com. It's Pride Month, peeps, and there's some awesome Pride merch over there that you should go check out. It's pretty awesome. I love it. It's some good ass shit. Also, over at the So Maddie
Have a tiny
Games
flag this
channel,
time.
that's twitch.tv/So Maddie Games, and hopefully Varnish Truce can put the beautiful, wonderful link to the Tiltify in the chat for me, because that would be awesome. They are doing a charity fundraiser for the Freedom Fund Bail Project for LGBTQ people who are in jail and need to get bailed out, because the bail thing in our country is fucking bullshit and it sucks. And not everybody has a family member or a friend who can help them with that. So they're raising money over there. And we here at PWN have donated some awesome prizes for that. Well, rewards that you could get if you donate. So you could get a PWN prize pack that has art prints of Phoenix and Ron and Death Blossom and the Cook. I remember who our first 4 wrestlers are. I do in my brain.
I'm not even in this plane of existence right now, so whatever.
A progressive wrestling shirt. I'm telling you, that stuff is awesome. Check that out. You can make an NPW to be featured on this show. So, do you want to make your own The Bull with 4 necks? You could do
Who
that.
wouldn't?
That's awesome. I mean, who wouldn't want to?
All 4 necks.
All 4
All
necks.
4.
Don't skimp on those necks.
Mm-mm.
Plus,
You
plus,
could
plus.
even create the 5 neck.
Yeah, you could create the 5 neck.
Shut
Or-
up! You will kill us all if you do that.
Yeah. Who knows
The
what will
mythical
happen?
5 neck.
It's impossible. It can't be done.
Plus, you get a shout out on our show, a super personal shout out from us, and a surprise from me and possibly some other members of the cast. Who knows?
And where can we do this again, Kate?
Over at that link, because it's a really long link and I cannot say it all out.
Tiltify.com/.
/ @chattyfan /chattyfanpride.
Oh, yeah, that. Also, there's a reward for just the 4 art prints, and there's a reward if you really like PWN and want to play your own game with you and 3 of your friends in the PWN world. I will run a game for you and 3 of your friends. Trust me, it's pretty fun.
She's a
I
pretty
will-
good GM, you guys.
I will let you get up to shenanigans. So go check that out and give money to people
As
who need
evidenced.
it to get out of, jail, because jail fucking sucks. Also, don't forget, Black Lives Matter. It's still important. If you have money to give, do that shit. We've got I think we still have it. I'm not in the chat, so I can't put it over there. I'll get it. Oh, thank you.
Yep.
You guys are the best. And we're going to go to break. We'll be back shortly. See ya after the break.
See you in a bit. Whoa, work with me, OBS. There we go. 3. And we're live. Hey, we're back.
Hi, everybody. We're back.
I screwed up the fade. Don't even worry about it. Like a
It's
bad
all
barber.
right.
Top fade.
Fucked up the fade.
It's all right. We're doing some last minute things.
Oh, fuck.
Hey, everybody. Hey, Zynar, thanks for the host. We love you very much. Fox, stop hurting your arm.
I forgot
Jeez.
it. As long as I keep my arm down, I'm fine.
Stop it right now. All right. Hopefully longer than 7 minutes. Benjamin. Anyway, so
Benjamin.
as we get going, we open on the vessel and Phoenix. I don't know where you are, so I'm just gonna hand it off to y'all.
We're in time
So-
and space.
The camera cuts to a door that is
You open the door and
Painted.
you step inside.
painted silver, and it opens. And as it pans out, Phoenix and the vessel exit the vehicle. The vehicle is a Oscar Mayer Wienermobile that has been spray painted completely silver.
I've ridden him worse.
Come, follow.
What? Do you know your car? You know what you
We are
probably do.
we are here.
Uh-huh.
This time
Uh-huh.
to view
Uh-huh.
what has happened in the past.
Uh-huh.
They learned the lessons necessary to reclaim your personal honor.
Did Vampirus set you up for this? Like, what? This is like a joke, right? Like,
Follow as we will go to the dojo,
the,
where you will learn
the dojo.
to wrestle.
All right. Let's go to the dojo.
I ask that you have an open mind.
I haven't. You know, the thing about an open mind is that just any damn thing can fall into it, and I'm worried that for you, it's been something psychedelic in nature.
I have touched many minds and pulled many people into this realm. My influence is not short-sighted.
Oh, okay.
Come.
I'm coming.
And we walk up to this old like Jack in the Box style building, which is our old like wrestling dojo where we all learned to wrestle in like the outskirts of Vancouver.
Okay, so you drove me to the old Jack in the Box husk we used to train out of. I'm very impressed by your ability to navigate the highways and byways of Washington State.
As we open the door to go into this dojo, it looks exactly like it did when we were training, when all the wrestlers were training.
Creepy.
And you see yourself doing like rudimentary wrestling moves
Creepy.
with young Ron Sterling, like doing like arm drags and stuff.
Creepy.
And the cook is off in the corner, like lifting weights, but he's really scrawny. He's like really, really small.
Creepy.
You see like off in the side, Vampirus is holding like a punching bag for a young Death Blossom.
Who is still wearing her mask, mind you.
Yep.
Of course, yeah.
Who is still masked up. Look around. What do you see?
All right, I'll humor you. Very good, everyone. I don't know what local theater troupe you're all with. This is really very impressive. I see a bunch of actors you've hired that look creepily like a bunch of people that I work with. And they're wrestling. Trying to. Jesus Christ, pull your elbow in. Whatever. Nobody here knows how to take a bump. Anyway.
These are not actors. As I have informed you, we have traveled through time and space.
It's time and space, yeah.
Back to this period, so that you may learn about yourself and what you have lost since this time.
The only thing I've lost since this time is about 12 pounds. What?
Look upon yourself training with young Ronald.
I'm looking at him.
You were the best of friends.
You know, you'd think that, didn't know he was hiding a knife behind his back, so I really question whether or not we were actually friends at the time. It was kind of fun, though. Showing this stupid kid the ropes. I mean, whatever. It's... people change. Or lie. People lie and change. The vessel.
I do not lie. Nor do I change. I simply travel through time and space.
Okay. So I'm here. I can see... I cannot...
Look
I'm not
at-
buying...
Look at the cook. What
I'm
do you
looking
see when you look at him?
It's like a scrawny upstart who has some amount of promise. And
He
a funny
is-
gimmick. He had a really funny gimmick with the spoons. He'll get spoons on his boots in a couple of weeks. It's... I don't get the... I don't know. Is it...
He is charisma incarnate.
You know, that's a matter of opinion, but sure.
He knows how to merchandise.
Yes, he can sell. He can sell, and he can sell.
And Ronald is clearly the face of a company not yet started.
Ronald is a snot-nosed punk who's about to learn that, yeah, see, if you don't tuck your elbow in like that, you're gonna turn wrong.
And Vampirus and Death Blossom. Icons of storytelling in the making.
And one of them's gonna die in a bus crash. She gets better.
And what do you see when you look upon yourself?
Hard work and persistence and a foolish naivete that this world pays people to work hard. Are you going somewhere with this, Mr. the Vessel? Person the Vessel? What are you?
I see the backbone of this group. The one who sacrificed everything so that the others can flourish.
I tried really hard to build something here, yes.
Without the one called Phoenix, there is no Ronald.
This isn't
There-
news to me. I'm
There
fully...
is no Cook.
Yeah, no, I'm aware that, yes.
There is no Death Blossom.
Okay, but I don't have a problem with that. It's the problem is Alistair McCormick III and the way he runs it. These people are exploited labor.
The problem is within.
How is it my problem?
You accepted this role, and you thrived within it. And then you pushed back once the others began to rise, and you maintained where you were.
I resented being looked over, yes.
But you were not looked over. You were excelling at the role which you were trained for.
Well, I don't accept that role, so if you'll excuse me, and I gotta push my way out of the building. In fact, I kick that door. I just kick the door.
I think that's
Yeah.
good. Yeah, that's a good end to that.
That got weird.
We open on Death Blossom. Where are you for this Death House Hot House Flowers commercial
Oh,
spot?
sweet Christ. I think it's the steam tunnels. And so she's surrounded by these flowers, and she's got the spotlight on her in the steam tunnels. You know, when I wasn't in control of myself, and I was a rampaging force for vengeance brought forth by the undead, I used to spend a lot of time in a lot of hot and humid places. And if you're like me, and you like some greenery alongside your decorations, and she's like picking up skulls and stuff,
I love it so much.
then you can't afford to have anything less than the best. Hot House Flowers, new line of succulents, really take to any kind of hot and humid conditions you're going to put into it. Like my old haunt like this. If it can survive down here, in the deepest, darkest recesses, where all PWN skeletons are buried, just imagine how beautiful they'll look in your home. Death House, Hot House Flowers.
Over Undertaker's just like dragging a body back.
I see like After Dark also like in the corner
Helping.
like the same like body bags like just dragging
Yeah.
by in the back.
Just pick it up. Just
Yeah, that's a good segue to the ring. Why not?
You know,
Yep,
Twin
we're
Peaks
gonna-
was very popular in the 90s.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why not? Why
Mhm.
not?
Maybe Alistair's tapping into that.
At the announce table are Johnny Long and Betty Templeton.
I have to set up the thing. You go first.
Okay. Well, Benny, it's good to see you again. You seem chipper.
Are you serious right? No, that's not the right. I'm not that person. I'm that person. There we go. Are you serious right now? Wait. It's nice to see you too, Johnny. Johnny, do you have any idea? Can you believe what has happened today, Johnny? We have seen the people with motorcycles slashing tires, going through the mat, fights all outside the ring. We've seen a goddamn Terminator wrestling and get 1/3 dethrone the Triple Crown champion. We friggin' I don't even know what to call this war machine thing guy, whatever, this barbarian fella. Looks like he stepped out of a Conan book. Yeah, Johnny, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. I just
Yeah.
refinanced my house.
Oh my God! Not that! Oh, stop
Yeah.
it! It's
You get a,
so
you get a good
depressing.
rate? Because I know a guy. If you don't, you
Oh, I set myself up for a nice 35 year at 36%.
sweet Christ.
Those weren't even rates in the 90s. Those were not even rates in the 90s.
Johnny.
Interest rates are at historic highs.
Sweet merciful Christ.
Please get us past this.
Don't.
Please, Smurf.
Johnny, don't.
Please move us past this. Please, Smurf. Please, I need to not.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. This is a non-title match. Introducing first, hailing from Boyles Heights, California, weighing in at 160 pounds, Death Blossom.
Oh, sweet Christ! I hear music. Thank God.
So the Jumbotron does the sequence of the desert, the tumbleweed blows by, and the camera pans in over a cow skull, and vines and plants just start growing out of it, like out of the eyes of the cow skull and wrap around it. The desert is full of blossoms, and then from below, out comes Death Blossom. She's in her mask. Of course, she always is. And then she just like strides down the ring. I think she's like nodding to everyone, like Loki like salutes someone. Sees the super fan like kitted out in the Death Blossom cosplay down in the early row, and just like gestures for her to come over. Looks her up and down. It's like, nice. And just does a little fist bump, and then crawls into the ring, climbs up at the turnbuckle, waves on the top rope, and then hops down.
See, now that's what I like to see. Death Blossom. That's the sort of lady I could see watching after my grandkids. You know, Johnny.
I agree. Also, could watch over my aging grandmother.
That's absolutely true. Death Blossom making a wonderful, a stunning as always appearance in the ring tonight for this headlining match. God, I hope we see some fucking wrestling.
I agree. It has been what's the word for it? Fiasco.
It's been a lot. Not in 30, 40. How long have I been doing this years? Never seen anything like it. Honestly, I don't know that my heart can hold out at this point.
Yes, and this should be a most interesting match. There has been a long-standing grudge between Ron Sterling and
True.
Death Blossom.
True. Speaking of the man of the hour himself.
Introducing next, hailing from the Golden Isles, weighing in at 220 pounds. He is the PNW PWN champion and the PWN AAA mega champion, Ron Steely.
Oh, I hear music. Oh, where's Ron?
Ron doesn't come out at first.
Where the hell is he?
What's
Hear his music.
This is unprecedented.
Somebody go check on Ron. Is he in the crowd? I've seen wrestlers do that. Sometimes they come out of the crowd. It's very exciting.
This is true.
So do I just win by default or what?
Ron eventually comes out. He's got bandages wrapped around one of his arms and around one of his legs. He's limping a little bit as he comes out. He's got both title belts over his shoulders. And he walks down to the ring a lot slower than normal. And slides in.
Ron looking a little worse for the wear from earlier this evening, when he got quite the pounding from some kind of space robot.
Yes, it would seem that the match with After Dark and the Over Undertaker seems to have taken its toll on Ron. Whether or not that will actually affect the match, we will see.
The real question is going to be, can Ron perform?
We'll find out if that championship belt may change hands today again.
That was innuendo, Johnny.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I'm working on my humor. It's Rudy Oso's got some great material. I want to get in on that, you know.
Fair enough.
Ron gets ready for the match, takes off like his jacket and whatnot, and then goes to shake Death Blossom's hand.
I want to make this interesting. So I assume this is a setup. So Death Blossom goes out and shakes Rick. She's honorable. Now she's honorable.
After they shake hands, Ron goes back to his corner and kind of waits for the ref to signify that the match is starting.
Oh, okay. So what I want to do is spend the 2 momentum that I start the episode with, because I am the Capitán de Parejas, the captain of partners. Tag team wrestling is Lucha Libre. Spend 2 momentum to add anyone you have heat with to your side at the top of the match, making a solo match tag team, tag match a trio. Creative chooses who comes out for the other team. In addition, you can spend your momentum on any of your teammates' roles during any tag team match. The cook's already had the shit beaten out of him. Feels unfair to bring the cook back out right now.
It's true.
And we can't bring Phoenix in. I don't have heat with Phoenix anyway. But I do have heat with Iconic and Carmella Davis.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to bring one of them out. Whose tagline is "Not all lesbians look alike"? Is it Carmella Davis?
Carmella.
I want to bring out Carmella Davis.
Because I have to see it 30 times a stream.
Because I'm so mean to Fox, because I have to be a jerk about it.
Joke's on you. I have blue hair now. We do all look the same.
So you bring out...
Yeah.
Hang on.
Oh dear, here we go.
There we go.
Blue plaid, yep.
There.
She comes, like, kind of bouncing out. She's wearing
So much blue.
her plaid skirt. Remember, she wears a plaid skirt with,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
the tights and the varsity jacket. But now it's just her varsity jacket. You can tell because it's, like, fitting her. And she's cut off her hair. It's not long anymore. It's short. And it's short, curly, too. And she's just super adorable. She just runs out.
Sure, it's not an
And she-
undercut.
Yeah, it's not an undercut. Fuck off. And she just runs up to you and she's like, "Hey!" and like goes for a high five.
And we do the high five. Like, yeah.
Yeah. And she does like the best friends forever pose.
Death Blossom grabs the mic. I know you had a bit of a raw deal earlier, Ron, with your tag team match. You sort of got robbed of having any sort of real wrestling, so I thought I'd bring a little bit of that to the table, give you a chance to redeem yourself. Even if the belt isn't on the line, you can show these people what you're all about. And who better to do that than someone who I've hurt in the past, but we've since put that aside. Ever since my exorcism, I'm honored here to tell all of you in Vancouver that Carmella Davis and I are here. We're queer.
Get used to it.
Ron's ass, we shall smear.
Yeah, I'm just gonna write that down because I don't want to forget that ever.
It's a real clever. You know, gals in the ring being pals. You love to see it, Johnny.
Indeed, and this should prove to be a very interesting match now, even more than before.
Yes, I mean, it's an unusual team up. They bring a U-Haul's worth of baggage to this, but I'm glad to see that it's just water under the bridge. You know, It's like
Yes. You could say that the exorcism that Death Blossom had experienced near the end of the last season has indeed changed the perspective and relationships of others within this business.
couldn't have said it better myself, Johnny.
Ron will grab the mic. So is this 2-on-1 or do I get to call out a partner?
You don't get to pick though.
Yeah. But she gestures like, "Yep, what you got? What you got?"
Who does
Let's
Ron
see
call
here.
out?
Phoenix is in time and space and doesn't like me. The cook is worthless.
Kate, who? What wonderful, awful thing.
Oh, I'm so torn, and I kind of just want to do this.
I hear music?
It's the cook. The cook comes out. You can see that his face is like he's actually holding a bag of ice over his half swollen face, and he's coming out with his just his shorts and his boots and the jacket this time. And he eventually gets onto the ring, takes the jacket off, and throws the ice over to Olive Oil.
I feel like Phoenix is the only one who's gone through time and space at this point, Johnny, because we are having the tag team duo we saw this earlier this show back in it again.
What
That's
are
incredible.
you doing here?
Well, hold on. So Johnny's gonna say, you could say that is deja vu, Benny. It's perfectly fine. It's a perfect term.
It's, yes? What the hell is wrong with you?
And I think this is the moment. Oh, go ahead, do your thing. Say,
And the coach's gonna go, well, we gotta make a stand here, Ron. Gotta show the people.
Show the people what?
What wrestling's really about.
Music comes up.
I hear music.
Just gets quiet throughout the entire. I mean, the crowd's still going crazy because that's what happens. Yeah. And out behind the announcer table walks Alistair. He
Oh my
just
God.
sits down
It's the big boss man himself,
next to Benny,
Mr. McCormick.
Mr.
pulls out a
McCormick.
mic. Benny, Johnny. So, Ron, you run this company?
I am this company.
You are you? Prove it. Tonight. Those titles you hold so dear. Tonight, the PWN PNW Championship is now on the line in a tag team match. Your team wins, you retain the title. Death Blossom team wins. She gets the title.
I'll do you one better. I'll put them both up
Huh.
in a 3-on-1 because I don't want this piece of trash on my team cost me a match.
All right then. Have it your way.
Now we're wrestling.
Wow. Okay, here we go.
So, I have an ability
Yep.
called
Ooh.
Carry the Company. When
Yep.
you're
I figured that's what you were using.
title match amount
Yeah.
announced, I get to roll plus real. And I get an 11.
Nice.
So I get to pick 2. So I'm adding the additional stipulation that's both titles that are on the line.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one I'm going to pick is the finish of the match.
Ooh.
Ooh, so you get to pick how who wins?
Yep.
Nice. I
And
think we'll-
there's. Then.
Oh yeah, I think we'll start with Ron in control.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bring it on, ding dong.
So Ron is in the ring in his corner, and in the other corner is Death Blossom in the ring with the Cook and Carmela Davis ready to tag in. Whatever. Ron goes in and starts with like a lock of hands for like a feat of strength type of thing, and Death Blossom like holds her own pretty well and forces Ron back. Ron kind of like grabs at like one of the arms that is like wrapped up and kind of like shakes his shoulders loose, and then re-engages with Death Blossom and does like a hip toss, almost the same type of thing that Phoenix had seen them training with in her like trip in the past, and just kind of chuck Death Blossom across the ring.
I'm assuming that's a work.
Yep, that's gonna be a work.
Okay.
And I got an 8.
Makes
So I'll take momentum and give control to Death Blossom.
Okay.
Ron coming strong out of the gate, facing down no less than 3 opponents.
I think she takes the hit, grabs Ron, and goes to slam him into the turnbuckle, exposing him to the Cook and Carmela Davis to just like give him a couple chops while he's in the corner. And then she goes running at him. And I want to go hard here, this might be an athletic feat. Now that he's like been softened up, she runs, dives at Ron onto his shoulders from the front, and flips him backwards into like a running Hurricane Rana, slamming
yeah.
him onto the ground.
Oh yeah, I
Do you
love
think,
it.
Do you think that's body?
Yeah, I think that's
I think
body.
that's body.
Probably body, yeah. Or, well, yeah, it's technically difficult, but it's more physical than anything else.
Yeah, I think it's more physical than anything else. So I'd
Yeah.
go body.
All right, which is bad. That's a 0.
You rolled 0.
Wait,
I
what?
rolled a 0. I have
Oh,
2d6
because-
minus 2. I rolled snake eyes.
Oh my god.
No, that was too cool though.
Yeah.
Benny's gonna put you over. Ron facing down an incredible array of fighters here. Death Blossom instantly demonstrating that with a kind of running Hurricane Rana. This is incredible. Her athleticism. I don't know how Ron in an injured state can stand against an onslaught like that. I'll push you up to partial hit.
Bitch. I'm gonna call that an athletic feat, I think. So 7 and 9, it's a cool move, but you show the strain. Gain +1 momentum and pick either you do it, but it hurts, or someone steps in to cover for you and you pull it off with their help. I'm gonna say it's an assisted Hurricane Rana. If it's another player wrestler, they gain +1 momentum. So the Cook, I think, she jumps, and the Cook like catches her, like part way, and like hucks her
Okay. Yeah.
onto him, so that she can get the height onto Ron, and then she uses that momentum from the assist to like flip over. So the Cook and I both gain +1 momentum.
Okay.
Which doesn't cede control.
Nope.
But I'm gonna hot tag in the Cook then.
Okay.
So I roll plus heat to find out how this works. Got 2 heat with the Cook. It's a 9. And I'll spend a momentum. So I think on a 10, the crowd pops as you nail the spot, retain control of the match, and take +1 momentum. So we get this move off. Death Blossom whips around and is like, hell yeah! Like, yeah! The real Howard Dean, like, yeah! High fives Carmela Davis, high fives the Cook, and is like, this is your like claps her arms on his shoulders, like, this is your moment. Get revenge on this bastard. And then tags him in and
Yep.
swings around out of the ring, giving him control.
Okay.
Nice.
Ooh. So the cook's gonna come over to Ron, and he's actually gonna first spend 2 momentum, and he's gonna basically call out on Ron. It's like, I know I may not have been focused, but that didn't mean you had to treat me that way. We were friends, Ron. And you had the nerve and the gall to call me worthless? Do you know how much my net worth is, you jerk?
I don't think that's what they meant.
Alvor's just like, she's like, don't ask me right now, it's too large. And he's going to start. I think what he's gonna do. He's just gonna take like some. He's just gonna do some quick jabs and like try to do some strikes. And it's just the cook venting at this point. And so I'm gonna say this feels more like heat because he's just laying it thick.
He's just like laying into him as much as possible, just like.
Yep. And I have a +3 with Ron for heat. So let's see what I get. I got a 9. So he's just gonna keep. So we retain control. You keep their attention, and it's just like the cook's just like, I helped you get this way. We worked together since we were kids. How dare you do this to me? What has everything been for? What is the point of everything we've done? If all you cared about was just winning.
So good.
Harsh language from the cook. Just jabbing Ron with jabs. I mean, that of course, but also these
Am I breaking
emotions.
kayfabe yet?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go with and I think at that point, I think what's going to happen is the cook is going to go for a let me see what I want. I think what he's going to try to do is he's going to do a super kick right back into Ron's chest, and then go for I think we're going to go for a pale driver here. So let's just do that, and I think I'm going to do that as work.
Okay.
I have +3 to work, so this should be entertaining. Okay, so that was a 10. So okay. I
Ron
guess I'm
goes
just
up
gonna-
and then he comes right back down again.
Yep. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna do something new that's in here. It's called the comeback. I can voluntarily hand off narration to my opponent. If you do so when you have the upper hand and the audience sees that your opponent is at your mercy, I have to have no momentum, so never mind. I have momentum still. All right, you know what? I will still cede control back to Ron still.
Okay.
Ron kind of like is on the mat, like holding himself, kind of not necessarily protecting himself. The cook picks Ron up off the mat, and Ron kind of like uses this opportunity to get a low like stomach jab in on the cook that kind of sends him over a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
He then Irish whips him into the rope towards the corner, but as the cook comes off the rope, Carmela Davis tags herself in, like doing one of those back tags.
Mm-hmm.
And Ron picks up the cook and hits him with a spine buster, and is like starting to like take control of the match and starting to feel it. But then Carmela Davis comes from behind and just absolutely clocks him, and he goes down to the mat. So I'm gonna roll work for this.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a 7. So it all goes off without a hitch, and I will take momentum and cede control to Carmela Davis.
Okay, so Carmela, the way she comes in, like over the top rope, flips in, and just comes and spin kicks Ron, as he's by us, and makes sure that she kind of pushes the cook out to get him to safety, and she just goes after Ron. She's very quick and athletic. She's very fast, and so she just goes in as she hip attacks him once and then twice, elbows him to the face, which drops him to the ground as she kind of does a cartwheel over him, and then elbow drops right to his chest, picks him up, and spin kicks him to the face, does a push-up right over his face, and says, "Don't mess with my friends." Pushes back up, back salts to the corner, and tags in Death Blossom.
Ron Sterling
Okay.
getting absolutely shellacked in there. I don't know how much more punishment a human body can take. Never mind someone like Ron Sterling, who has already been just absolutely obliterated earlier today.
You're right, Benny. And it would seem that this match has beginning to show its wear and tear on Ron's body.
I begin to wonder, Mr. McCormick, maybe you should call the match before someone gets seriously injured here.
He just sits back and he goes,
And the fight goes on.
Who is booked to win?
"Oh, you are.
But doesn't Ron
Wait,
change
Ron?
that?
Yeah, I
You
thought-
are."
Mmm.
Ron has booked Death Blossom to win the match.
Interesting.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay.
Huh.
Ron has told me that he has booked Death Blossom to win the match. That's why I know.
This is
Got it.
awesome.
I think. We could just end it here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So now that he's like worn down, right? She's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
looking at him.
Yeah.
So I think she's just gonna make it as honorable as possible. She does a chop to Ron in the chest to like push him back. Sees that he's beaten, and is like looks back at the rest of the team, like, all right. This feels kind of bad. She's like, okay, here we go. Runs Ron into the turnbuckle, swings up onto the rope herself, and this is her new finisher. So we've already seen her do this once, but she's going to do it differently. She's got him on the buckle, spins him around so that he's facing her. So she's up on the top rope, and she pulls off her finishing move, the Reaper Rana, which is a Hurricane Rana from the front. So she does the flip off the top rope, landing onto his shoulders, and then flipping him
Oh,
backwards
I love it so much.
onto the ground, onto the mat,
So good.
using momentum, which is like an amazing move, which
Yeah.
everyone should go out and double
Yeah.
like
Watch
look at.
that move. It's so good.
Yeah.
Death Blossom
and
deciding to end the match herself, bringing out her signature, the Reaper Rana.
and because I am an icon as my advanced move, I'm going to spend my remaining 2 momentum to turn any roll for myself or anyone else in the match into a 10+,
Yeah. Do it.
and I'm using it on my finisher.
Yeah.
So I hit it
Beautiful.
clean, and I gain +1 audience.
Yeah.
Damn right
Which-
she does. Jesus.
It's me in the top spot.
Which is the perfect time to put you in the top spot. You.
Nice.
Death Blossom goes for the pin. There's that 1, 2, 3. The bell rings.
And there you have it.
Yeah, Johnny, there you have it. Ron Sterling, totally dethroned. What an
Not only
incredible
dethroned.
upset.
Ow, what's that?
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to put it that loud. My bad.
In a singular day, in a singular evening, Benny, Ron Sterling has gone from the golden one to now the broken one.
Just unbelievable. I think I see the bringing in medics down the ramp. I think they're coming to check Ron out. Frankly, I'm speechless. I'm not usually at a loss for words, but today, just incredible.
The referee stands in the middle of the ring, holding up Death Blossom's arm, and with 2 belts. Death Blossom is now the AAA Mega Championship champion and the PWN PNW champion.
He is stunned. Like
Yeah.
she's not processing what's happening. She's
Carmela
like,
is like, yeah, girl power! She's like so stoked.
The cook is going to just kind of pat Death Blossom's shoulder and give her a nod.
And she's like, now that she's like breathing, like it's like she's forgotten to breathe. Just takes this big gasp and like looks around, sees the cook, like, yeah, and like claps him on the shoulder, like, wasn't just me. You did this. Couldn't have done it without you. And then she turns to Carmela Davis and she like goes in for the hug. And as she's like holding the belts, she's like got both of them slung over her shoulder. She grabs the mic. I'm gonna spend my advance immediately on this. Vancouver, this is what you wanted, isn't it? Some real wrestling, finally, after weeks of ridiculous gimmicks. You just wanted to see athleticism, skill, and talent brought to the ring. That's what we did here tonight. We showed you don't need any goofy dollar signs or motorcycles or weapons or time travel. All you need is a strong heart and stronger allies. That's why today, now that we have dethroned the Prince of Fab, it's time for the queens to take over the ring. And she like gestures out and she brings in Iconique. And she's like, with the ones that I once feuded with for so long when I was no longer in control of who I was, I want to build a bridge. The sorority sisters and Death Blossom, we're coming together. Prepare yourselves, Vancouver, for some death and rainbows.
I love it so much. Oh my god.
It's probably not going to be the real name, but like...
I'm writing it down though because I love it.
Death and Rainbows, you heard it here first tonight on PWN Live. The only place you can see such incredible, as she said herself, athleticism. This is amazing. You gotta tune in every week for this stuff, folks.
And I think that we end on Ron has made his way back to his dressing room.
The room is already trashed. He's ripped out like any clothes that were hanging up and they're strewn across. The desk that he had is flipped over. The chair is upside down. He's like lost control of himself. And his hair is all messy and ragged. And he is holding a like framed picture that was not like visible at any point period before. And you can kind of hear him sobbing lightly. And he looks at it for a second and then goes to set it down and realizes that there's no surface to set it down on anymore. And
Buddy.
he kind of hugs it for a second, punches a hole in the wall, and puts it up, like in the hole, like kind of wedged in there, like crooked as fuck. And it's a picture of his first match that he had with Phoenix, where they're like just young kids. And then he like puts his fist like against the wall as he's like using it to hold himself up, and then it fades.
This has been PWN Live. I can't try to go here. It's so sad right now. This has been PWN Live from Vancouver, Washington. Tune in next week for the action. See what happens next. I just really like this song.
It's pretty good. Can I have
It
can I have
is.
one small like post credits thing that like they start to go out and they come back up just very briefly on something?
Sure.
It's the Over Undertaker and she's like sitting on a phone. We're super close. We see her with her giant phone and she's just, yeah. It's taken care of. Don't worry about it, Larissa. Everything is going exactly as planned.
Oh, that's good.
Let's talk about my money. And then it cuts. Like hard
I
cut
love
there.
it. I love it so much. So good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, my friends.
This episode.
Oh, my friends. Oh, my friends. Okay. Huh. That went a little bit longer than normal. Let's do outros, and then whoever wants to stay around can to chat. I don't have a game tonight, so I can hang out for a bit, and anybody else wants to can. If you can't, Fox, that's fine.
Oh, I'm fine. I got nothing.
Okay. Cool.
I'm gonna eat dinner
right.
after this. Like, I'm good.
Yeah. Okay. So, let's go backwards. We'll start with Jackie.
Hi, everybody.
Like
I'm
yuck?
Jackie. My name is Jackie, and I'm also known as Death by Mage on the internets, mostly on Twitter. You can find me all the time there, probably retweeting anything that's important and educationally important for everyone to know more things about the tragedies of the world, and also occasionally about lich lives, but because the lich life is hard. Man, this episode really just had my brain just like disintegrate. Holy cow. Wow. Okay. You can find me always on here, on All Nerds Here for this show. And you can, I think this coming week for Thread Raiders Oasis charity, I will be there Thursday, I believe. I think they're supposed to be doing I don't know. I was told we were doing some kind of creative spotlight. I have no idea other than that. So please just follow Thread Raiders and you'll find postings about that. I have no idea what's going on.
Honey.
Cool. Smurf.
Hi everybody, I'm Smurf. I'm on the internet playing role-playing games all the time. I'm here. I'm on Welcome Party RPG. I'm on Dumpstack Charisma, and I'm on Soul Bear
Bear.
RPG. Yeah.
12 out of 14 days.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's still a typo in the thing.
Oh yeah, I kept forgetting to fix that. I'm sorry. I'm the worst.
No, it's okay. It's fine. Follow me on Twitter, DSC_Smurf. Yeah. That's me.
Simon.
I am Simon. You can find me on Twitter at Lucha Libris, where I have not a pinned tweet of all my things. It's buried down there, but some important information if you're looking for things to do during the current political climate. You're having some trouble figuring things out. I write games. You can buy some of them with your dollars at colorspraygames.itch.io. I am a streamer. I am on Numenera game. Arrowin on Welcome to the Party tonight at 8 Eastern. If you're looking for more role-playing content, check out. That's on Welcome to the Party, twitch.tv/WelcomePartyRPG. I am also a GM for Unnatural Disasters, a Monster of the Week game, which has been fantastic, inspired by Hellboy and XCOM. That's Wednesday nights on Welcome to the Party, 8 p.m. Eastern as well. And I am a voice actor for the Penumbra podcast. If you are looking for a queer fantasy and sci-fi audio drama to put into your ear holes, go check out the Penumbra Pod on Twitter or thepenumbrapodcast.com.
Or earballs, as I've now gotten Fox to start saying.
Ooh.
Is that you?
Yep. You're welcome.
Earballs.
Earballs.
I've been saying that for a very long time, and then she said it at the beginning of this, and I was like, yes.
Apparently, I've
One
been
more.
indoctrinated. Who knew?
One more person.
I guess so. I feel like
Fox.
Sure, fuck it. Hey, folks, I remain Fox Barrett at Fox_Barrett on Twitter, where you can find me being an angry trans woman. I have blue hair now, so I look forward to being owned by the right in a YouTube video. You can also catch me. You can also catch me over at twitch.tv/doublesluckygaming Monday nights for Stellar Age Arbiter's Ascent 0532 Second Apex. You can find me Tuesday nights at twitch.tv/welcomepartyrpg for Rifts, Blood, Dirt, and Chrome. And coming up this opening calendar. This Thursday, over at is this on Is this on Maddie's channel?
Yeah,
I'm gonna be
Twitch.tv.
in a game with Kate, and Kate will fill you in.
Yeah, I'll fill you in. I got you. Hi, I'm Kate. I'm me in midair on the internet. I haven't been on Twitter much except to retweet things because I've been really busy the last couple weeks with work and other things, but I'm trying to be on there to retweet at least as much as I can, and you can find me there and on Discords sometimes. I am on this channel, of course, and I also am on Welcome to the Party on Rift, Blood, Dirt, and Chrome on Tuesday nights with Fox. Twitch.tv/welcomepartyrpg. This Thursday, I will be over at twitch.tv/SoManyGames. I think it's at 5 p.m. Pacific.
Pacific time, yeah.
Pacific time? Yeah. Pacific time.
I wrote a
For
thing
the
somewhere.
big gay one-shot Vampire the Masquerade, we'll be playing in Seattle. It's gonna be great. Gay vampires. I'm excited with Fox. And then
May you have a better chance of not dying.
Yeah. Hopefully we won't die like Jackie did.
We're vampires. We've already died.
Well, die in undeath. Whatever.
But what about
Like
second
dye my
death?
hair?
What about, yeah, what about second death?
I've already died. I've already died this week.
And then on Friday, I will also be on the Thread Raiders Oasis. Is it Oasis of Hope?
Yeah,
I
it's
wanna
Oasis of
call it-
Hope.
Okay. Yeah. Oasis of Hope running the first ever PWN Indies, or as we like to call it, Puny.
Beauty.
It's our version of the up and comers, our NXT, shall we
If you
say,
will.
if you will, over at 4 p.m. Eastern Time at twitch.tv/threadraiders. So come check me out with some other fun friends over there. Don't forget, we've got merch. Use our code WRASSLE, get you 10% off, and Black Lives Matter. And trans rights are human rights. Bum.
They're okay. Oh. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine.
Now, the Oasis of Hope is Friday. Amy, I think that's what you're asking.
So,
I don't know.
maybe the date's gonna be the one that changes. Because after all.
Anyway, on this game, we sit around to hang out and talk with you about the game and debrief to give you some insight into what we do.
Y'all act like y'all don't listen to Oasis. Whatever.
Yeah, I know. We do. So if you have any questions, feel free to shoot them our way. Or, we'll just sit around and chat about the bohankersness of this.
I already
episode.
saw an incredible question in the chat that I think needs to be answered. So, is Kimberly going to work for Death Blossom now? Asked Varnished Truths in the chat.
Who can say? I
Where does-
think Kimberly does what Kimberly wants. Whether Ron getting the snot beaten out of him sends her packing, I think is up to anyone's guess.
You can only have Kimberly if you spend the advance to have.
Thinking about it, I have an extra one.
Yeah, I know.
Do you want Kimberly? That is the question. Do you really want Kimberly?
She really
Okay.
flushes out the queens.
It's true. We get the whole spectrum of femininity here.
It's true.
We can redeem Kimberly now. This could be Kimberly's redemption arc.
Oh,
But this-
my
Oh
God.
my goodness.
But should she be? That's the question.
We can de-radicalize her. It's fine.
Fine.
Comrade Kimberly, I look forward to it.
I
You know,
need to
not all
figure out-
lesbians look the same, so.
I need to figure out what to do with these 3 advances that I have now.
Yeah, I gained my domination want for sure. I think, or
Yeah.
adulation of the crowd was
Oh
what I was
yeah,
looking for.
you totally.
I was gonna
did.
ask.
Now I'm
Did I get
like,
my
I can't-
domination want?
I can't very well go for a championship title now that I have 2 of them somehow.
Yeah, what the fuck? That was.
I wasn't
man,
expecting
Hey,
that on the
Ron
line.
made that happen.
I know.
I
that's
was
why
full,
love it.
I was fully
Yeah.
prepared to sink both of those momentum into making Ron's finisher fan-fucking-tastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Swerve City, baby.
It's true.
I don't.
Yeah.
Okay, I wanted to just start taking Ron's titles away from him because I don't want one person to have all the titles. Y'all,
But
it's
it's
annoying.
fun.
It's so annoying.
It is, but it's there's two things. One, it's a really funny. It's just so stupid. Like,
It
it's such
is.
an obvious like parody of like the golden child of the company.
I
It's like, yeah,
know.
we're
No,
gonna
it was
put
great.
all of the titles on him. But then like
Yeah.
this also feeds into like now he can do an underdog thing if he wants,
No, I told
or just
him
be a
and he's like,
ruthless
he
bastard.
sends it to me in chat like, "Hey, I'm gonna let Death Blossom win," and that's great. I'm like, "Oh, this is awesome." Now Ron's gonna completely lose his shit. This is fantastic.
Mhm, mhm.
There is a question though in chat. Why did Ron give up his belts, Smurf?
One, he really wanted to have Death Blossom have her moment to shine.
So Ron
Oh my-
did or Smurf did?
Yeah,
Ron
that's-
did.
Oh, okay.
Ron did, because
Okay.
at the start of the show, it was them talking about real wrestling and like
Oh,
making
yeah.
making it not be over the top and like hokey. And it was set up for that type of thing.
hmm
For them to have worked together to like have it make sense and have a real wrestling match. And it would be super hokey if Ron, and this is mostly Smurf, to get in a 3-on-1 situation and like
And win.
and win after have already wrestled that night,
Yeah.
type of thing. So I felt it would be a good way to like get him out and send him down this spiral into like he's lost everything, he's lost himself, like who is
he's lost
Ron
his
Sterling?
smile.
Yeah, like who is Ron Sterling? He doesn't. Ron Sterling had become the person with the 3 belts, and now he no longer has the 3 belts.
Who
And
is he
Ron-
now? Who
Yeah,
is
exactly.
he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What is-
exactly.
Mhm.
Ron
Can
Sterling
he-
behind the laughter.
Yeah.
Plus, like Alistair, try to provoke the hokiness into it by, making it into a title match when it wasn't supposed to be, and
Yeah.
everything. So it really does play well into that.
He just
I
has to
also-
wrestle a doctor named Pagliacci in the in the ring.
I also had a similar thought to what Fox was leading into with her bit afterwards, is that playing off of like the WCW, WWF stuff back in the day, specifically when Shane McMahon bought WCW
Yes.
under Vince.
Yeah.
I was thinking like the same exact thing, but like Ron, Phoenix, and somebody else conspiring to get Alistair out.
Yeah,
as,
I love
as
it.
being like the faction versus the machine type of
I
thing.
love it
Yeah,
so much.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, got some thoughts along those lines.
Yeah,
I,
love
I think
it.
it's
I
I think
love
it's
it.
definitely a direction we could take this for sure.
yeah. So
I mean, we're especially since we're taking the part where it's like the new crew versus the old crew already, and
Yeah.
it's just, and this is like the old crew, the new crew is definitely like something Alistair is throwing in to
Mhm.
really try to dishevel everyone.
yeah,
It's almost like, yeah, like in my head I kind of imagine it as like he's got all this money and this like power base now, there's these connections that he's just like, oh, okay, I don't need my old stable. Whoomph. I'm gonna throw everything at the screen because that's what keeps people interested, is just flashy lights,
Mhm.
flashy lights.
Mhm.
I do also want to say breaking news here, because I was looking through to see what my heat takes down with. Phoenix no longer has heat with Super Brover.
Oh
is-
no!
It is finally hit 0.
Oh no!
that's awful.
Then what
The-
shall you do?
It's end of an
Can
era.
we agree that your heat was frozen with Super Brover because you're time
We
traveling?
did. We did.
Oh, did we? That's right. My
Yeah.
heat's all. That's right. My heat is.
All your
frozen.
heat's frozen until you.
All
Right.
caps, no.
The audience demands that there
Yep.
be always heat.
Let's make a note to myself so I don't do that again.
I just love it. The Lucha. No. Oh, that's.
I can't wait for next week when Phoenix and the Vessel go to Wrestling Present, and it's completely fucking different.
Right? Yeah.
They left, and Ron is the asshole champion of everything, and they come back and like Ron's crying.
broken.
But actually, that's so fucking perfect, right?
Yeah.
I feel like that should be the great cold open for next week. It's the wrestling present, and
Yeah.
that's where they appear is right at that moment.
And I don't
Just-
think it's gonna be very. That's the cold open. That is actually what I have the plan for the cold open next week is the Vessel and Phoenix, and I think we'll do both of your spots in next week's episode because I think it ties in. We'll do a quick present and then a future as part of later in the episode.
I would almost love for it to be just like we get in there and we establish the scene, and she just turns and looks at them and goes, "I think you were shot. I think you missed your target."
Nope. This is it.
What?
And I think the next thing I really would love to start seeing is like War Master and After Dark like start cleaning house through the old stable and start just upheaving all of them and just making them just feel completely uncomfortable with the new crew coming in.
I think
I
Ron
completely expected him to get fired this first episode.
Who, War Master?
Yeah, the audience rules are different now, so it's harder, I think, to lose audience.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot harder to lose audience now.
Dude, though, that was so weird.
When
So
you
Dude,
called,
yeah.
when Simon called for the tag team match at the start, I was like, man, I wish I had time to have a scene with the bull backstage, so we could start building a stable of like the old squad and like.
Mhm.
But I
Listen,
think that's now what you're gonna do. You're gonna start building that
Yeah.
old squad, and I love it. I
Totally.
love that.
Well, because
idea.
we have Death and Rainbows, who's now an all female group coming in from mostly the old stable, and the cook is going to have to reassess his position and what he wants, and I feel like that could still corral some of the other old stable crew. Maybe not all of them, but at least a few of them for sure. I definitely feel like After Dark is going to have some mercenary experience with the governor at some point.
Oh yeah. I have ideas.
The governor's gonna try and get back some reputation by any means necessary.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we have a new world. Yeah.
God. The Order of the New World.
Ooh.
It's just
We're gonna take him down.
Oh yeah.
This new tag team is absolutely going to like sweep through family values.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I love it.
How?
Or that is the plan,
here.
at least.
What was it? We're here. We're queer.
Ron's ass,
an
we will
ass
smear.
queer. I wrote it down.
In the moment, I regret because I don't want to smear Ron's ass.
Nah.
Nah.
Nah, well, the funny thing about, protest slogans is sometimes they get a little awkward. They don't always quite land.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vampirus would go with the new kids if they could convince her to get Death Blossom back. Except no one knows where Vampirus is right now.
She's
We're-
disappeared.
We're getting into this part of the show where we're finally like exploring like wrestling politics
Yeah.
Mhm.
as a storytelling mechanism. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's
Well, we had to
vampire.
establish that all for the first season anyway. So
Yeah.
now we're really
And now
exploring it a
we
lot
can
more.
throw a lot more at it, which is fun too. And yeah.
Start
Yeah.
subverting the formula,
Mm-hmm.
No,
Mhm.
for sure.
building characters to target the storylines that we've already established. and, like,
Exactly.
follow up on that.
You have to
right?
Totally,
establish
yeah.
those storylines first, and then you can start. Yeah.
This is honestly,
Yeah.
this is what I think most people don't get about PBTA is like it's not about playing the same character. You're all playing a story. You're not playing a
Mhm.
character per se. You're playing a
Mhm.
character
Yeah.
in the service to the story.
exactly.
And the GM's not
Yeah.
setting something up for you to receive the plot, which is why all these playbooks usually have something like retire this person and bring a new character in. Bring a new
Mhm.
character in addition to this one,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
put them in a new playbook. Like they evolve. They're
Mhm.
vehicles for us to tell this
It's
bigger
why.
narrative.
It's also why you can't do like. So a lot of people say, "Oh, so Kate, how do you prep for this game?" Well, I don't prep for this game like I would ever prep for something like a D&D game or anything
Right.
like that because you just can't. You can't prep for specifically this game, but you can't prep for a PBTA game like you prep for any like what you would call traditional RPG, like old school. I'd say old school RPG.
Yeah.
Sure.
Would be a better way to put it, because
something that's like oriented like a dungeon crawl. Like here's
Yeah,
the
like a
map. You're
dungeon-
gonna go
yeah.
through it. There's
Right.
a treasure at the end.
there's just no way. What I do is I build the world. I have characters that inhabit the world that have wants, desires, needs. That's all I do.
Well, and this game
That's-
more than most hands so much like narrative control over the players
Mhm,
because it says things
mhm.
like, "Oh no, now you book to finish the match." Oh
Exactly,
no,
right.
now you think it's a no contest. Oh no, now creative has to put you in this situation. Oh no, now that
Mhm.
character doesn't feel or does feel this way about you now. That's like codified in the rules, and it's so freewheeling. But that's what we get. Like again, like it's to go back to WCW. That's what we get, that Swerve City shit of like what Smurf pulled like in the main event tonight. Like, and
Yeah.
I feel like that in that way it emulates wrestling really well. Of like, what has happened?
Yeah.
And I think it benefits from the fact that like we're kind of narrowed in scope. It's not like a again old school or traditional RPG where it's
Mhm.
here is the country you're in and this is the keep and then you've got to go around town and maybe we'll go off to Farlandia. It's like here is the ring, and the ring is part of the wrestling show, and the wrestling show exists in the world, but here is the ring in the wrestling show, and it keeps it very focused in that way that I think you can hand off that kind of nonsense to your players and they'll stay on track with it. Like, as funny as it would be, like we're never gonna see like Carmella Davis and Death Blossom go off and rob a bank. Probably they might. I don't know. Wrestling gets real weird sometimes, but like it's not gonna go in that direction. It's always gonna eventually gonna come back around to this ring thing. And that's why I think it's really cool. This world of wrestling RPG.
Just so you all know, Larissa is the manager of PWNI.
Oh no shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that I didn't know. Interesting.
Which actually now fits even better because it's a great underhanded thing, having Larissa bring in, especially since some of these new characters technically did come from the
Oh yeah, they
indies.
came from PWNI. Yeah.
So so it's definitely Larissa making a power play.
Mhm.
I mean, really, the Peonies are just a branding effort on top of what they were already doing with their the stable they were trying to bring up. Because branding is important, and now we have money. Well, now Alistair has money.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm sorry, Alistair's the worst, but also I'm not sorry because I
No, it's a
hate
point.
wrestling.
No, but now it's
owners. They're
workers.
the worst.
It's perfect. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's yeah.
Because so someone who owns a wrestling company that we all know is a jackass human being, and if I can make fun of him in any way, shape, or form, I shall, and forever will.
In his goofy walk.
Oh God, that walk is so bad.
Which side will the Buppets come down on? The Buppets transcend alignment,
They do
Yeah, they don't-
transcend alignment, and
Yeah.
but they don't lie. This is something.
No,
I mean,
yeah.
Depending on if Brittany Puppets Roll Dice on Twitter, shout outs for making puppets.
Yeah, awesome puppet.
Shows up
Yes.
on show. This is something that she's learned a lot. Is like puppets are fundamentally honest beings, even when they're being jackasses. Puppets don't lie. So like they'll tell you what they think. But they will not try to like deceive you or anything like that. So I think ultimately, like, who can say Belmo is a face if he ever wrestles? I don't know what I was doing last episode where I was like, "Remember your contract, Phoenix."
I know, that was so funny.
Listen,
That
I
was
mean,
so funny.
the thing about wrestling is that people sometimes they're different characters. It could be the same performer. It's a different character. It's just this is Belmo with 3 L's.
Yeah. But I want to see some heel puppets. I'll tell you that.
So is Karma gonna stay loyal to Larissa, or is she gonna hang out with Phoenix? That's a good question. I don't know.
Well, technically, they could be on the same side.
Yeah,
Depends on like.
it depends how things fall
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Politics.
It's not, like, is Karma? Well, Karma will probably, I'm assuming, be subsumed into the girl power stable at some point.
Possibly. I don't know right off the bat. Like she has the energy. She's a face, right?
Mhm.
So we could see that as like, oh yeah, she's popping in and like joining up. The initial push there is like, well, I used to beat the shit out of you.
Yeah, totally.
Now
exactly.
we're gonna make
now we're
things
gonna join
right.
together and make things right.
Right,
Yeah.
and that's what the audience wants to see. Is like, yeah, wow, they really made it work.
And I will say, like, Karma's whole thing too is that she's just fucking good at wrestling and
Yeah.
the art of it. And
She's a
She
technician.
loves wrestling. She
like
loves wrestling.
she doesn't ride around on a motorcycle that drives itself. Like that's not her style. So like
Mm-hmm.
I could see her certainly, especially considering she like wanted to be here because it's like I want to be part of the thing that it was. And so seeing it morph into a new thing, I don't think is really gonna play for her. But we can go different directions with it.
It
Certainly.
also depends on what side Phoenix falls on, and what Phoenix ends up doing.
Yeah, she got pulled in a
Karma
direction I
grew-
wasn't anticipating.
Because Karma grew up watching Phoenix, so really for Karma, Phoenix is her hero, has always
Yeah.
been. So I think it'll depend a lot on that too.
Yeah, I had initially it was going to be like after that match where Phoenix got just absolutely fucking creamed. I was gonna have Phoenix kind of like go to her and go like, "Dang kid, you know what's up? We should talk. Like we should. You like wrestling? I like wrestling too. We should hang out." But it just sort of like never swung in that direction, and then again I got spirited away. So I don't
I'm
know
only
what
gonna
the fuck
keep you
happens
away
now.
for one more episode, then you're good.
That's
You're
fine.
gonna come
No,
back
I
at
got-
the end of this next one.
I am okay with what's happening because it's that thing of like, well, did all this prep, ball up, throw away. So what are we doing? Hey, I'm here for it. If I wasn't, I'd be playing a very different game. I wouldn't have said, "Hey, Kate, wrestling RPGs."
Yeah, Fox is the one who told me about wrestling RPGs to begin with.
This is-
Yeah.
in a
Thanks,
sense,
Fox.
this is- in a sense, this
Fox's
is my fault.
This game rips ass.
I don't know if that's in the good way or the bad way.
No,
It's
or
always-
I'm just.
It's
kidding.
always in a good way.
Just kidding.
It does though. This game, it's amazing.
It's so good. I love. And y'all are
My
just.
housing compatriot just came in and
Uh-oh.
yeah, no, Brittany came in and I said this game rips ass. She threw the door open and yelled, "You rip ass."
Checks
I
out.
love Brittany. She's the best.
Checks
Yeah,
out.
she is the best, isn't she?
Yep.
On that note, we're gonna go make some dinner because I gotta
Go
fucking
make dinner,
stream at
'cause you
8
gotta
o'clock
stream.
Eastern.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
We
All
love
right.
you all. We should probably head.
We should go ahead and call it there because hey, look, cool, everything just broke. Hi, I'm Kate now.
Yeah, we broke. Yeah, we
And-
broke.
And I'm also
We
over
broke.
here in my own box.
I'm
But
surprisingly still where I am.
Jack's still good.
I'm no
But
Simon.
I do want to do a shout out to our friends. So Many Games at Twitch.tv. So Many Games. There is a new game starting tonight with our good friend Jacob. called
Duval!
Duval and Dragons. Go check that out. It starts at I think 4:30 p.m. Pacific time tonight over on.
Yeah, so at the same time as our Dragonlance
Dragonlance
game.
game. Go check that out. Duval's Jacob's the shit. Go check him out. So anyway, love you all.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.